get a shot here. Oh, you gotta 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 get a shot here.
Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck.
And engineer Ben behind the scenes.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. The best beans in the galaxy are the only way to start your morning. Go to dankdelish.com and order some. You won't regret it. You can listen, like, and subscribe to the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And listeners, please don't be afraid to send us any questions at noshotspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That's noshotspod@gmail.com. Before we jump into our big trade deadline pod, we had to record on Wednesday, and trade deadline ended on Thursday, so we had a couple more trades of interest that floated in. Nothing too big, but I did want to go just quickly through a couple of them here. Brandon Ingram, you are a Toronto Raptor. Raptors got Ingram. Pelicans got Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, a second-round pick, and a first-round pick. It's Indiana's in 2026. Honestly, pretty impressed that the Pelicans were able to get a first-round pick for him. Toronto, this now is just one of the most, clumsy teams. I feel like they're spacing clunky. Yeah, I think that's the word I want. Clunky. Just a lot of mid-range. Ingram doesn't like spotting up, shoots a lot of mid-rangers. This team is already towards the bottom of the league of shooting. He's up for a contract. So we'll see where that goes. But I don't love it. And maybe it's just not high on Ingram as a player. The Cavs get DeAndre Hunter for Karis LeVert, George Niang, and 3 second-round picks, 2 future pick swaps from Atlanta. I think this is a win for them. You saw it the other night when they played the Celtics. Really in need of wing defenders. I'm not sure Hunter is the perfect guy to guard Tatum or Brown, but he's better than what they got. He's having a lights-out season shooting the ball. He can get a little shot happy, but I think this is just, you're optimizing your chances here by getting a wing defender. I mean, we've been talking about this with Cleveland for a long time. They have bigs and they have small guards. And in the same way, and in the same vein where I was talking about the Trailblazers last night, right? They got big wings, big bigs, and it allows them to play good defense, even with those 2 small guards out there. Cleveland should be able to do, the same thing. Their defense has, kind of struggled lately. So I like the swing. Why not when this is all you're giving up? And then lastly, Lakers get Mark Williams from the Hornets for Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, that 2031 unprotected first-round pick that the Mavs couldn't have gotten, and a 2030 pick swap, whatever. He's an interesting prospect. He's still super young, very bouncy, got some injury history. If he can stay on the court, I gotta give him props. I like this move. Feel like maybe they used a little bit of their bullets a little quickly here, but they needed a big. So, there's going to be a long period of time they got to flesh out this whole building around Dončić thing. So, this is a good first step, and yeah, I like the trade for them as much as I hate the trade for them. So, all right, let's get to the pod. All right, coming up, the No Shots podcast.
Drop me in, Benny.
Weird Ben.
Ooh, mustard.
Got full on, small
Well,
going on here.
welcome back, mustard, to the No Shots podcast. We got a lot going on. Luka traded for AD.
Wouldn't it be plural, like mustards?
Welcome up, mustards. Welcome up. Luka trade for AD. What's our reaction? Are we shocked, appalled, or enlightened? Stay tuned to hear from our correspondents in the field. Can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Jimmy drama is over in Miami. Butler heading to the Bay Area. Woo. Fox.
There's a new Butler in town.
Oh yeah, baby. Fox, Lavine, San Antonio shakeup, Middleton for Kuz. Does the NBA have rivals?
Does it?
Oh, I forgot about this.
You forgot about it. But we're gonna talk about it, baby.
Secret
We're gonna
rival
talk
segment.
about it.
I have all the games listed here.
Good. We're gonna
and my thoughts on them.
Stay tuned for that over there, Weird Ben.
Very briefly. Hey,
We got new Super Bowl picks.
you didn't even introduce us.
All that
Just let him get through it.
I will.
and more coming up on the No Shots podcast. But first, we're getting a little weird tonight. That's right, I'm your host, Duck. To the left of me is Chuck. To the right of me, none other than Weird Ben. Weird Al Benkovic over here. Got their weird beanie on.
Bennifer Garner is my name today.
Bennifer.
This podcast
pleased
is brought
meet
to you by Weird Ben.
Weird Ben.
Weird
Yeah,
Ben.
check out my merch. It's being sold by a guy right outside of Prospect Park. It says WB. He'll tell you it stands for Weird Brand, but it actually stands for Weird,
Weird Ben.
10% of all proceeds.
I also have some.
Go to
I
Colorado.
have some Doncic trivia too.
Dončić
Oh,
trivia.
Doncic
Yeah, we're gonna
trivia.
get into
Trivia.
that.
And I
Trade
believe
trivia.
I'm going first.
Yeah, 'cause you got here first.
Because I'm going here first.
Oh, yeah,
We'll
that's
save the
fine.
berating for the
I
end.
wasn't-
The berating.
I wasn't racing. I was getting
Berating.
food, guys. There was no race to be had. Ben had a head start. They're in the same borough. It wasn't a race.
You were on the L. I was
it-
on the first bus.
It was a race.
You were already on the bus.
You were already on the train. In the
20
second
minutes
segment
later.
of the journey.
20 minutes later. This is all bad for the pod. Cut this out. You ruined my mojo, and now it's gotta be cut.
Hey, we're berating you, okay?
Not today,
So get your
baby.
kicks now, because it's coming.
Not today. Listen. How the fuck are you guys doing? Let me get the cussing out.
Well, I saw Dune 2.
No.
No way.
You motherfucker.
We've been waiting to watch that with you.
I hate you.
Listen, guys, Donna was sick.
I literally hate you right
She
now.
wanted to watch it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
we're not.
God.
I'm berating Ben.
Wow.
I'm over this.
I
Berating,
did not
break.
expect this betrayal.
Oh,
so
such a betrayal.
So early.
But we can still watch all the Star Wars
No,
movies.
it's not-
I'm not watching
No.
this with you.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
never
I'll watch it
planned
again.
that. I
I'm
never
done with
planned
that.
I'll
too.
watch it again.
All sci-fi epics, I
No.
will no longer watch with Ben.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's not a single sci-fi movie.
I'll watch it
with
tonight.
Betrayal.
I don't care.
It's almost
No, you
like
won't.
this is
No, you
like a Luka Doncic or Mavs fan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nico Harrison level
Yeah.
betrayal.
You
We're
guys
gonna
are
hold-
hauling fake coffins out.
Yeah,
and
of a
burning
new
your
coffin.
Weird Ben merch.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, I'm sorry,
All right,
guys.
I've had enough of him.
Wow.
I'm.
Jesus.
of
How you
them.
doing, Chuck?
Excuse me.
It's okay.
I'm good. I'm a little distraught after that.
Yeah,
news.
we're not talking about Dune 2. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you thought.
I don't want to hear
I don't wanna
anything
hear
out of
anything
their
about it.
mouth.
Literally waited
we
months
have a lot
to
of
see
stuff
it.
we
I
plan
know.
to see together, and sometimes I forget.
brutal.
And, you know.
Yeah,
you
sure.
didn't forget.
You didn't forget clearly.
You didn't.
Literally holding
No,
on to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Could have been a conversation before the pod.
I tried to bring it up. But then you said save it for the pod.
You're ridiculous. You're
So,
ridiculous.
I feel a little hurt. But
So now you're doing a little worse, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
doing worse now.
I'm sorry.
But I'm good. I went to the Wells Fargo Arena this weekend
Ooh,
and watched
see
the
a
Celtics
brotherly
rally
love.
Well, far
from
my go.
26 down to beat that barely NBA team, Sixers.
Sixers.
Hey, Embiid had a
See
good
ya,
couple
brother.
games recently,
I
right?
know, but
Was he playing in that one?
No. The only real starter was
Maxey.
Maxey.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
So, yeah, it was. I liked the Wells Fargo Arena. It's a little weird in Philly because you go like way out of the way. Like you're at the baseball stadium, the football stadium. They're like
All next to each other.
yeah, and way out of the city. Like it's kind of strange to me.
Yeah.
I guess mainly because the two places that I've gone to sporting events are in Boston
New York
and in
Boston.
New York, and Fenway's kind of downtown in the city,
Right.
and so is TD Garden, and all everything around here is planted in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
So that's it's a
Urban
little weird,
jungle.
but we got free parking. And
Ooh.
they were very friendly. I got to,
that's nice.
They were, we were chopping up a guy who he next to us, and he moved back to Philly because he had friends. But his big dilemma was that he really likes mountain biking, and so he's deciding whether to move to Utah or stay in Philly, because in Philly he's got friends, but in Utah there's awesome mountain
There's
biking.
no mountains in Philly.
This is a real
Pennsylvania, famously
Yeah.
flat state, I believe.
At least around. I mean, it's hilly. Pennsylvania gets very hilly, but I don't know.
So they don't call it hill biking.
No, it's mountain biking. So, but he was a very nice Sixers fan, and I texted you guys it was gonna be the worst loss of the season, and
Yes.
it
Spoke
turned out
too
to be the
soon.
worst. As soon
reversed,
as I
yeah.
sent, it was the perfect reverse jinx.
Reverse curse.
And I was
Oh, yeah.
talking to my brother after, and he said he just stopped watching.
And that's probably what turned
Yeah.
it around for you guys.
So that was cool.
You answered my question. I was going to ask how you felt as a Boston, because I believe you were wearing like a hat or
I
something.
had a hat on. Yeah. I felt a little nervous, but then I was thinking, like, there's been so many games at the Wells Fargo Arena where it's just like littered with Knicks fans. You
Knicks
can just
fans
hear,
are probably way worse
Yeah.
than.
Whoa.
yeah,
Whoa.
but
It's up for debate.
but I mean, like, as an intruder into like, I just feel like, and I haven't heard anything. You hear things about Eagles, like, I feel like Eagles fans, and I don't know, maybe the Phillies fans can get a little crazy, but I feel like everyone's a little subdued because of this Sixers regime.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I think if they were good, maybe there'd
But
be
it
more
was,
rally.
I mean,
better this year.
like those Knicks games, it was littered with Celtics fans. Like, there was
Yeah.
so much green in there.
Yeah.
And
Must be
So.
cheaper than going to a Boston Celtics
Who
game.
I don't know,
knows?
every Celtics game is hella expensive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, like even over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Katie wanted to go to a game for Christmas, so a Celtics game.
That's
so that's
fun.
how
Yeah,
it happened.
it's a good game.
Yeah, it was an awesome game to watch. I mean, they hit every single shot in
In the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a crazy. It was like
Yeah.
46-13 or something.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
I think 41-10 run.
Yeah,
Just
Jesus.
unbelievable. Like, it was 26 points. Like, with 5 minutes to go with the third, I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. But
Can't count them out.
hey,
Can't count them out.
they,
That's
their
why
competitive spirit woke up.
they're the defending champs, baby.
That's the toughness.
Oh no! What did Tatum said? Her competitive joy, I think it was. We found our competitive joy.
Okay. Joey
Sounds like
Mazzulla.
something
This team's
Tatum would say.
a nut case. But either
Yeah.
way, well, that's for another time. How are you, Duck?
I'm doing good. Could be better, but
Well, looked at me for the
Me
record.
too, man. Me too, man.
I'm
I
doing
feel-
good.
Lisan Al Gaib
I
predicted
think
it.
This pod's over. I'm feeling sick.
Yeah,
to my
I'm not.
stomach.
I'm not feeling well. Got a bit of a cough.
Me too. Ooh, stomach ache coming up.
Oh,
my
look,
stomach's
sandworm.
Unbelievable.
Ridiculous, but no. Yeah, I'm good. Nothing to report over here.
Danny, we'll just have to hang out and watch it.
Guys,
Yeah.
nothing
Without them.
happened in Dune 2 that didn't
Clearly.
already happen in Dune 1.
I do. Stop
spoiling it for me.
Stop.
You're ruining it more. You're just digging the knife in deeper into my back.
Yeah. Well, it's
yeah.
nice to know you guys value my company.
Well, I don't know about
Yeah.
anymore.
Not
Not anymore. After this.
Broken your trust.
So
No, yeah, nothing to report. So you guys want to just get to it?
Yeah, I wanted to say I'm going to a basketball game soon too, as you guys know.
We'll report back after the games happen.
Yeah, but
How
it's
about that?
exciting because I didn't know.
How about that?
I was going to go to see the Lakers.
Who are you gonna see?
The Lakers. And I didn't know that they were going to be the Lukers.
Oh, LA Lucas, baby.
When is that?
March 10th or 11th. They're playing the Nets, not the Knicks, but
Yeah, they beat the Knicks the night of the trade.
they did. LeBron triple-double.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put respect on. All right, let's just get into it, guys.
Let's get into it because we're all still reeling
Yeah. Disbelief.
in disbelief.
Well, Luka gets traded for AD. Well, you have the official trade there,
Yeah,
Chuck?
I do have the official
let's break it down.
trade
Let's break
details.
it down.
The Lakers received Luka Doncic, Maxi
Luka.
Kleber, Markieff Morris from the Mavericks. Then Dallas acquired Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers 2029 first round pick unprotected. And the Jazz got Jalen Hood Schifino,
Yeah, baby.
the Clippers 2025 second round pick, and the Mavericks 2025 second round selection.
Really proud of the Jazz for getting in on this one.
Yeah.
They didn't even know what was going on until it was too late.
Yeah.
They were just like, we're going to send you some shit.
Yeah.
They're like,
They didn't
sure.
know.
You just get like a unsolicited
Yeah.
text and
Very secretive.
Very secretive. All right, how you guys want to break this down?
Let's go to Ellen.
okay, we got a very special guest on the show tonight, expert on all things Lakers and especially
No
LeBron.
shots correspondent.
No shots correspondent in the field, our very first podcast guest, my mom. one
She
of
doesn't
my
have a
moms.
name.
Her name is
name.
Ellen. She's a professor at a very prestigious school and a psychoanalyst. So I kind of wanted to get into, the emotional aspect
Let's hear
of this.
from the correspondents before we get into this.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Mom. You're on the air. Are you ready to talk about
Ready
LeBron?
to talk. I am ready to talk. Yes.
All right.
Hello.
Live
Hi,
on the
Charles.
air.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Ellen. How you doing?
I am doing very, very well. Thank you. Thank you.
Good to hear. Good to hear. All right.
Well, you're our first ever guest on the No Shots podcast.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Congratulations.
I'm so honored. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
appreciative.
I'm very excited. Yes.
Glad you could call in.
correspondent.
So we're talking, this blockbuster trade with Luka and AD. And I was wondering, as a Lakers fan, LeBron fan, what's your perspective on the whole thing?
Well, I have to say, when I woke up and saw the headline, I couldn't believe it. I think it's great. I think it's great for the Lakers. My concern, I'll be honest, right, is that I hope that LeBron and Luka can work well together, because LeBron isn't used to being having someone else with that high an IQ on the team. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Dissing everyone on the team.
So you think AD and Kyrie are kind of low IQ basketball players?
No.
bring out the hot takes?
I am not. Kyrie is a joy to watch, and AD when he's on, wow. But I think as a when they show the eyeball scanning of the high IQ players, they see everyone on the court and they know what's going to
with
happen.
the vision, yeah.
The vision. I do think that LeBron and probably Luka have great vision.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Not to say that AD and Kyrie Irving, they may be, I'm going to say, maybe they're, especially Kyrie, more, they're so balletic, like a ballet player or something, so
Graceful.
lovely.
Yeah.
Graceful. Mm-hmm.
But you were saying,
Yeah.
I think the other night, AD is a little bit on and off for you, like not the toughest
Yes.
guy.
Right. I feel bad that they comment about him like that, but yes, he's not quite, you just don't know who's going to come which night.
Yeah, that's understandable. That's fair. Okay.
Also, I think he and LeBron were very tight, but, LeBron's a big personality.
Yeah, you could get tight with Luka. You think?
They are tight.
I think they're tight. Yeah, I think they're tight, and I think that I think LeBron recognizes that he's in his, walking off years, and I think he does love the Lakers, and he loves the game of basketball. And I think Luka, to him, represents kind of the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and LeBron can be big about it because, what more does he have to do? And this is a young guy, 25.
Do you think that LeBron, because this is the first time LeBron has ever had to, he's actually playing with a player who is like a ball handler who controls the ball and it is actually kind of clearly better than him at this point.
Yes.
And LeBron has never been quite the fan to take the back seat. Like, we talk about for years, okay, this is AD's team now. This is AD's team down. But it never really happened. Mm-hmm. So you think he's there yet? Like, is 40 old enough or
is he going to let go at all?
Yeah.
I think if it was someone coming in who was really as good as Luka but older, I think it would be harder. But I think LeBron can see that look, we know how well he plays, right? He's still making 27 points, averaging 27 points a game. LeBron, 40-year-old, okay? However, I do think he's not, unreasonable, and he knows that he has to give way. And I think he's going to have fun with Luka, actually. I think he's going to compete, but my sense is that he's actually, it's going to gel. I don't think they're going to, I think they're going to gel. I think you know what? I think LeBron's going to respect his IQ.
Okay.
Two smart guys.
Two smartest guys in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a question.
Okay, please.
All right. So this is a shocking trade. We've been all in a little bit of disbelief for the last couple days here. What do you make of these two men, Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison, GM of the Mavs, GM of the Lakers? They keep this thing totally hush-hush for a month that they're about to trade. A 25-year-old superstar. And these guys are supposed to be friends, right? But, everyone's, the public's takeaway is that Nico Harrison, Mavs GM, just got totally robbed on this deal, while his friend, Pelinka, is just, kind of pulled a fast one on him. What do you make of that?
Well, my thinking is that how could the Mavs GM, he was in the negotiations the whole time, right? And my suspicion is that whatever was going on with the trade, part of him wanted to move him, which is, I know, bizarre, right? You have this amazing third best player or whatever. But I do think, whatever, based on what I've understood with the other things, the other pieces, that yes, the Mavs didn't do that well, right? The Lakers didn't give up that much. They gave up AD, of course. But you know what I'm saying?
You were saying you thought you took some stock in like the off-court stuff with Luka and the conditioning and the attitude stuff. I thought was maybe a part of it.
Maybe that was a part of it. And then I think we talked then about the trade cap and the luxury tax, and they have more space now.
That's true.
And so I think, although it may look on the surface that the Mavs really lost, they may have some other plan in mind that allows them to do some more, more trades, or they have more money. And really, they got a great defender in AD, right? They really did.
Yep.
They really did.
Yeah, so he's not nothing.
He is not nothing. And maybe he'll flourish outside of LeBron's vision.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so. Guys, anything else?
No, I'm done.
I've got a I guess I'll have one more question.
One more.
Here.
Okay, one more.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi. How does this always happen? Why does this always happen for the Lakers? They look eternally trapped in mud, and then something just falls in their lap. How does this always happen for them?
Well, it could be Rob Pelinka. He's a pretty crafty guy. I'm going to say also the legacy of the Lakers. It's like probably where people want to be. You know, if they like the whole idea of being part of this team that, you know, has California and LA and all of that. And honestly, yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, it's an attractive landing site.
So true. Kobe and Magic and Shaq.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else from you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to know my...
I had one final question.
Okay.
I heard you might have a Super Bowl prediction.
I do.
What do you got?
I'm changing it a bit from last night then.
Okay. No, right. In the dark here.
Okay, I'm going to say the Chiefs by 2.
By 2.
By 2. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By 2.
Real close. One of those silly special little touchdowns they do after.
Safety?
Yeah, like a little safety thing or something, right?
Oh, that could decide it.
Convert it for 2. No, don't kick it.
2-point conversion.
Or that.
Also, what's your Lakers prediction for the rest of the season?
Yeah. How do you think the Lakers are going to do?
I think they might be able to end in about 3rd place.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
3 seed.
Third place.
Okay. And do you like finals, conference finals?
Oh,
Semis.
definitely conference finals. Maybe even the NBA finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Big prediction there.
Big prediction.
Huge prediction.
Huge
right
prediction.
there.
All right,
Okay.
Mom. Thank you for calling
Thank
in.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
guys.
Really
It's been
appreciate
so
it.
fun to talk with you anytime.
Okay, great. Let us know if you have
All
any
right.
more takes.
Will do.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Mama Ben.
And there you have it, folks.
Our correspondent.
Lakers to the finals. Our correspondent, Ellen
Yeah.
Marakowitz, on the case.
You'll hear more
Typical
from her
Laker
in the
fan, it just
future.
goes up and up and up.
Yeah, yeah.
I think maybe conference final.
Definitely
probably
If not the finals,
finals.
may as well win 3 championships in a row, and then
Why
we'll
not?
see. Yeah. Last night, the Super Bowl prediction I heard was Chiefs by 5.
Oh.
So the margin has gotten
They got
smaller.
smaller. They did more
Interesting.
research, maybe,
Perhaps.
on the Eagles.
Perhaps, yeah.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. Whether you need a jolt on the way to the office or in relax mode in the afternoon, Dank Delish Coffee is the only quality bag of Colombian home roasted beans that hits the spot just right. Roasted locally in Queens, New York, you can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of Delish. Why not?
All right, what you guys got? What you guys got?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I don't have that much to say about it. I'm sure, Chuck, you have a lot of a deeper dive. Obviously, it's such a weird, lopsided seeming trade.
Is it though?
Well, you know, and you can
think
counter.
it totally
you can,
is.
You can counter me on that, Danny, if you want.
Go ahead.
And it's like, why did this happen? Why does this weird thing happen? And the only conspiracy theory that I would buy into, just me thinking about it personally, is this, you know, diverts the attention from our repeated conversations about NBA decline.
In the ratings, and
And the
stuff.
ratings
the
decline.
conversation you put the button on
because
last
that
episode.
I put the button on.
It's
yeah.
so true because I haven't heard like a lick
peep.
about like it's the Super Bowl run up week,
Right.
And I haven't. No one's
even talking about the Super Bowl.
Talking about it, yeah.
Super
It's
Bowl
crazy.
anymore.
So they're like, what's the craziest shit that could ever happen in the NBA right now? How are we going to get people to start watching games? Because now people love the Lakers. They're going to want to see Luka and LeBron, at least for a
Yeah.
little while. And they're going to want to dissect this trade. And it's a coming out party for shams, too, I guess. So and
Shamtastic.
I don't buy into any of these conspiracy theories. I'm just saying if there was one that
That's
I
the one
accepted,
you think will
that
hold the
would be
most
the one
weight.
that to me makes the most sense because
But who's behind it? Is it Silver getting his creepy little hands
yeah,
on
it would be the league. I mean, it's a business.
If Stern was here,
Oh, Stern.
no, Silver definitely puts on those like plastic gloves. That's how he puts his hands.
like
into it.
like American Psycho.
Yeah.
Like he just gets all suited up and
Fucking
plays
Dexter
some Huey Lewis
or
and
some
the
shit.
Yeah. You know, these guys. These billionaires, they don't care about the fans, man.
Yeah.
Like they care about their bottom line. And yeah, money. It's a money thing for sure.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to hear my relationship with this trade?
I don't know if I buy the money thing. I don't buy it because
Don't buy it.
The money thing?
Okay,
what's
are
the
they
money
just
thing?
not willing to pay a supermax player? That's what you're talking about. They didn't want to pay him the supermax.
That's the money theory.
I just
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous that they wouldn't. Like, this guy is not Joel Embiid and he's not Zion Williamson. Okay, like those are two guys who have injury and physical concerns that I wouldn't want to pay the supermax.
And
because
those
they
guys
don't
have
play.
gotten paid, or at least Embiid has.
And this guy, although yes, okay, we look at him, he looks pudgy sometimes. Who the fuck really knows? But he did just lead your team to a finals.
Yeah.
And he was the reason why they got there.
Oh,
they do not
100%.
get there without him. Although, like, I don't know, he's been a professional for 10 years, going back to his Barcelona days. Maybe his habits won't change, right? There's a lot of frustration. It's still not enough
A little
to
wear
be
and tear,
like,
yeah.
hey, we can't deal with this anymore.
Supermax.
Especially when you just trade for a guy who's about to be 32, 6 years older, who has had a litany of injury concerns.
Yeah.
And like I just said,
right.
is 6 years older. Like this Anthony Davis has, like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years left at peak prime.
And this is his
most.
like it doesn't get better.
He's past his prime.
It does not get better for AD.
He's past prime.
It gets better for Luka, barring some massive injury.
Yeah. So I don't buy it, especially when he, like 29 other teams, I mean, depending on the situation, but if 29 other teams had this guy on their team, they'd probably give him the supermax.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But so if you don't buy the money thing, then why did they do it?
Why did they do it? Why did they do it?
Why did they do it?
I just think, honestly, I think Nico Harrison just kind of hates Luka's guts. I heard an interesting theory that he is a little bit one of those GMs who thinks that, he's the reason why.
Yeah.
Like, because he made those moves last summer, right?
Yeah.
That catapulted the Mavs to the,
like
to
the
an
PJ
awesome,
trade and stuff.
and then the previous year he took a risk on Kyrie Irving.
Right.
So this guy's got like he's got a thick head. He thinks very astute of himself.
Perhaps he thinks he's a bit of a maverick.
Yeah.
You could say.
I'm not saying I necessarily buy that.
Yeah.
No, but I like that. I mean, that makes sense to some extent. It's just funny because Kyrie came to play with Luka.
And the other thing, and the other thing I heard, like, is that maybe another take that I kind of bought was that. Oh my gosh! my brain went blank. Another take that I kind of buy is that Nico Harrison is a Kobe guy. Like was a Nike ambassador or not an ambassador, but he recruited Kobe to Nike. After they had him and Nike had a little bit of falling out, and so he's spent like a lot of years really close to Kobe. And when you are a devout Kobeite, right? You love the way he works, the way he's rash, and the way he just puts everything into the game, right? Yeah. And then to watch maybe Luka's routine is not the same.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I think he really thinks they got better from this trade.
And he's super close with AD
because maybe he's looking at us.
He's close with AD.
Looking at this Luka guy is like, okay, he's amazing, but I don't think we could. Maybe he doesn't think they could win with him being the guy. And maybe he has a friend in Pelinka. He scanned the rest of the league. He's like, okay, who's a top 10 guy to help us win, or top 12 guy?
I think he specifically wanted Anthony Davis.
Yeah, clearly, that's the main thing. He clearly wants AD.
Well, they asked for Wemby first.
Really?
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure how much I buy.
I don't
all
buy
that.
You don't buy
Like,
that speculation?
I don't know.
I read that they called the Spurs
because this didn't get
or
out.
heard.
Like, I just think if they were talking
It is
to a
crazy
few
that it didn't
people,
get out.
it would get out.
It would get out. Yeah, there would
I
be
did
more.
hear. I heard it was
That's why I don't-
floated to the
that's why I
Spurs.
don't buy the-
And they were like, no, but maybe that was.
I don't
just a
buy the
rumor.
honest one either. Really.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
I don't
honest one
buy
too.
it.
I think,
Yeah,
like Danny
wow.
said,
I think
it's-
he thinks AD is gonna catapult this roster to a championship team.
Yeah.
and I think
In
like
his head.
yeah, and I
And I don't know if he thinks that this year or next year, but he clearly thinks that.
I mean,
and
here-
he thinks their window is now.
This is what he said at his presser, which honestly I thought his presser was very embarrassing. Nico Harrison's presser.
Yeah,
He said
Rough
the
Yeah.
players that we are bringing in, we believe exemplify that. He's talking about our culture.
Yeah.
The culture. Defense wins championships, and we're bringing in one of the best two-way players in the league.
Yeah.
But
It's so interesting where the second best
Yeah.
player in the trade, it was coveted like he was the best player in the trade.
Yeah, and there's
It's-
just the problem
it's
is
crazy.
is that there's just even
Right.
if he is a good player, but there's like two faults to this trade. They're trading Luka Doncic,
Yeah.
and he's 25 years old, and he at least has okay, we want to say health decline. He still plays in games,
He
and
played like 67 games
at
last
least
year.
probably 7
Maybe-
more years of
yeah.
prime. Yeah,
Maybe more.
and he played injured through the whole playoffs.
yeah,
So he will tough it out. A, you trade that, and B, right? You just
Yeah.
even with AD coming back, the return is just if you're gonna trade this guy, you better get a monster haul.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is just bare bones.
It's
You're
AD
trading
and
for
a pick.
20 cents on the 25 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that I thought about when this happened was actually and they said, okay, we're fearful of him asking out or leaving, right? Which I don't
Yeah.
buy at all. And
Yeah.
like maybe pushing just to go to the Lakers, like that was
Luka
a fear of theirs.
Said he wanted to spend most of his
after
I
the
don't buy
trade.
it either.
Yeah. I
But
don't
what
really
I'm
buy
just
it.
saying is there was in the ESPN article, Nico Harrison was like talking about like how he wanted to keep this thing really hushed because he didn't want it to get out of control, and if things got out, like their return would be less
Diminished.
which is just
How
utter
would it be
complete
less?
bullshit.
Do you not understand
I
how,
know.
Yeah, how negotiation
But
works.
Right.
think about this.
At
Think
times.
about Anthony Davis going to LA. Anthony Davis had 2 years left on his like a year and a half left on his contract, or a year left when he was a Pelican. Everyone knew he wanted to go to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Everyone knew. And at this time, Anthony Davis had finished third in MVP voting the year before the trade. So he was highly touted. People thought of him as an MVP type candidate. He
Yeah.
was just in the wrong situation.
coming
right?
up. Yeah,
And, had accomplished way less than Luka. Look what they got for him. They got Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, and 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And the Lakers knew.
Four, right? Because they got like that year's pick too,
Yeah.
or something like.
So they knew that he wanted, like
to
he
go
was,
there, yeah.
the Celtics wanted to go after him, but they were fearful that he wouldn't sign there because everyone in the league knew if
wanted to
he
go
would
there,
finish out
yeah.
that contract and go to the Lakers because that's where he wanted to go. And the Pelicans kind of used that against the Lakers. Like, Nico Harrison didn't even look at any of his options. Rob Pelinka just fucking...
It was just like, yeah, I could see. I don't know, man. He just wanted AD, man. That's what it boils down to. Or maybe Nico Harrison's gonna be in the Lakers front office when he gets fired from down
He
there.
was already working for the Lakers.
So it's like, yeah, investigate these guys, man. They're
Yeah, I
friends.
was like shocked there's no tampering. Like, fine.
It's
like,
utterly
it
absurd.
seems just fishy.
It feels
so
very,
fishy.
very fishy. Absolutely.
And this always happens for the Lakers. This always happens.
Yeah, just another star falling into their lap.
Falling into they were screwed, and
Yeah.
and Nico Harrison threw them a lifeline.
Yeah, it's insane. All right, now, so, talking. All right, let's get into this. All right,
Yeah. Take us away.
did the Lakers get better with Luka?
Difficulty high.
Because here's my relationship with the trade. I was gonna come into this episode if this trade. There's another universe out there where this trade doesn't happen.
I didn't watch Dune 2.
And yeah, bend and break our hearts.
Yeah.
And I'm high on both the Lakers and Mavericks, and thinking they're
Right.
So in the West, in my head, it's the Thunder's the obvious main contender. But in that second category, I just have a bunch of teams in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, any one of these teams could get hot, get rolling. You know, the Mavs went to the finals last year. The Lakers are one of those teams now. They've been playing much better without AD.
Yeah, Lakers are 5th in the West, by the way.
Yeah, post the D'Angelo trade and Finney Smith.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm starting to like what I see with these guys, But, look at all these trades that are happening. Craziness. But there's one obvious reason why it happened to me.
Oh, what's that?
Completely changed the subject. I don't even know what I was going with before. But it's
get to it,
because
though.
Yeah.
it's the emergence of Amir Thompson, baby. They're all scared. That's whatever his name is. It's his emergence.
They're
The
scared of
Lakers are
Amin
shook.
Thompson.
The Spurs are shook. Everyone's switching it up in the West since Ahmed Thompson
To deal with
Okay.
the Rockets.
Okay.
All right.
No, what I was saying earlier is the Lakers and Mavs were still very much in it. And also the Mavs have had the Thunder number. They're the one team that's had the Thunder's number since they've been on this crazy run.
Without Luka.
Yeah.
They've won all 3 without Luka.
So I'm looking at both of these teams. I'm like, okay, they're still contenders to me in some
Yeah.
shape or form, right?
Imagine we got a Lakers
I
Mavs
don't know.
series.
But now I just don't know about either of these teams now.
Yeah.
So the Lakers, the real win of this trade is not this year. It's like in 2-3 years.
It's just
because
whenever
they've got to build up this. Like they don't have any bigs. They've got to build up this roster. They're defensively. They already weren't good. They just lost their best defensive player. They're gonna be. It's gonna be a rough shot on defense for them this year. Even if they get a big, like some usable big, say Time Lord or whoever.
Traub, whoever.
Yeah, somebody like
Kessler.
I don't think that they're gonna just. And then I think it's gonna take time. I do think Luka and LeBron can work something out. Like I don't have worries really about them playing together. I think it will look a little rickety at times.
Yeah,
but I think it will take some time for them to figure that out. But so I'm not high on them this season. But if they get with a whole off season to try and kind of reorientate their team, I think I would look out for them next year or the next couple years because they've got some weird fits. Like, how are you going to play lineups with Austin Reeves, LeBron, and Luka? Like, it just
is tough.
Yeah,
and then connect. Like, I don't know. Like, you're putting 3 kind of bad defenders out there. And LeBron just can't, like, he can summon it for a possession, but he, over the scape of an entire game or a couple games or series, like he's just not going to be able to put in, constant defensive effort like that. So I'm not high on them. The Mavs,
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I'm just kind of worried about them because this is a huge trade for just the guys in the locker room.
Yeah.
And the fan base is like in destruction
Oh my
mode.
god, they're having fake funerals. They're laying out their Luka jerseys outside.
I listened to some Mavs fans like podcasts or some Mavs fans on certain podcasts, and
me
it's
too.
just like they kind of stole this guy to begin with, Luka Doncic. And
how do you think the Hawks are feeling today?
Probably good, much better. I don't know. They're like, oh, Dončić just left your team.
Sucks to suck.
But the thing is right. Before Luka, they had Dirk Nowitzki, an offensive first player who didn't play great defense, and they had to, they stuck it out in the long haul, and eventually they came through in 2011. And, I think that process is sort of ingrained in Mavericks fans, hearts.
Yeah, you have a little underdog sensibility. You
Yeah.
got this Euro kind of special player.
And along comes Luka, and it's sort of the same deal. And they've built a a big connection with this guy over the course of, his career. And, they're the ones defending him, when we all see those clips of him just running by. But the thing is, like, he's such a special player. They just, got into the finals. Like, this is devastating.
Yeah.
Well, especially when you look at the return. Like, I mean, just for fun, it's no fun. Like, and so, there's Mavs fans saying, even if they win the finals, I don't care.
Wow.
I listen to Mavs fans talk about how they're willing to. Some guy at a Memphis Grizzlies fan said he at a Grizzlies game he had a sign held up and it was like, newest Grizzly fan. So
Pretty
it
funny.
is just like, I don't know. I think this could implode. Like, I do think it can implode. They got absolutely. I mean, it's Cleveland, but they got the day after the trade.
Yeah.
They got absolutely
Just bad vibes now.
And I worry because they've now got 2 number 2s.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen the Kyrie Irving try to be the lead guy on lead offensive creator on a team. It doesn't necessarily
on the
result
Celtics.
wins. Celtics, the year that KD was injured on the Nets.
Yeah.
Well, and AD wanted to
AD.
play with Kyrie on the Celtics, reportedly. That's what AD said back in the day. They had talked about it.
Who cares?
Bullshit.
Who cares? If Celtics weren't trained Tatum or Brown.
No, and those are homegrown players. Like, imagine Tatum got traded to fucking
Listen,
New York.
So I think it could implode. I'm worried about
I'm so with you with that because theoretically, like, I think this is something I've done in 2K back in the day. Was pairing Kyrie and AD, and it was it was great, fun times, awesome. But now this lay into their careers, and with the surrounding pieces around them, it's just like theoretically, yes, this could work, but. It's a huge, I'm with you. I think it's a huge vibe change.
It's a vibe change,
Such
and
a vibe
then they
change.
have to figure out the actual basketball part
the
of
basketball part of it, which is also another big change. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm with you. It
The
could be
defense
rough.
should be spectacular on the team. I'm just worried about the offensive creation. Like, they're also, AD, the comments floated up the other week about him wanting to play the 4.
Yeah,
Which is just, the guy is an awesome 5. Like, he's the guy you want playing the 5. So they're going to play him next to Gafford? Like, they need as much shooting out there as they can get because neither one of those guys can space the floor.
No.
It's just, so I don't know what their sort of internal plan is for that, but that seems like there's already a crazy idea. And then just to have your GM just be not even tell the head coach what's going on and tell no one what's going on and to just disrupt the entire organization, leave them completely shell shocked.
Me and Jay Kidd, we were unified on this.
So don't say we.
No, we weren't.
Don't say we.
Did you see Kid at the press
He
conference?
looked so
He was like,
uncomfortable.
It's just like,
but he
what am I going to do now?
He fell in line, and the players too are now giving these quotes like, "Hey, I'm excited to play with my new team." It sounds like
you
stock
gotta,
media.
because you can't just be like,
no, they can't be like, "I hate this."
AD's coming in and like, and all the things he heard them say about him was like, "We don't want him. We want our guy back." You can't say that.
No,
So
you
you
can't.
gotta move on.
Of course.
the Mavs are giving refunds to season ticket holders.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's just unbelievable. I mean,
this is the craziest trade I've ever seen.
Steph in his prime, and Steph in 2015 gets traded.
Well, no, Steph didn't even have as crazy of a rise because Steph was trade rumored and injury prone at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
Luka came on, was a star year 1.
True.
Year 1.
Yeah.
That was the 1 year they didn't make the playoffs and the year they traded for Kyrie. So 2 of his 7 years they didn't make the playoffs. He came in and they immediately made them a playoff team again the very next year.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my
It's crazy.
God.
And he takes you guys to the finals, so you're even closer. And I don't know, man. It's weird. Something's fishy. Something is in the water.
I'm telling you, the league said this guy has the star power. He draws the fans.
I like it.
We're putting him on the biggest team.
Of all the theories, that makes a little sense to me. But I mean,
I don't know how that would have been done, but it's just like you.
Well, we don't know.
You pissed off an entire city now.
yeah.
Whoever
entire
Luigi
fan
Mangione
base.
of Dallas is gonna. Nico Harrison's days are numbered. Just kidding. I'm
Jesus.
kidding.
Well,
I don't condone murder.
Jesus Christ.
As Nico Harrison said, the future to me is 3 to 4 years from now. The future 10 years from now, they'll probably bury me and J Kidd by then, or we'll bury ourselves. And then he laughed.
He laughed.
What is he talking about?
Yeah. He's like,
man.
hey, it doesn't matter. There's no going back. I made this dumb trade.
Yeah.
You guys clearly all hate it.
Yeah.
But we're like, hey,
just-
trust us, man.
It's just
You got this.
It's just, I just can't. How do you not talk to anyone else? This is such malpractice.
Apparently the owner laughed at him originally.
Yeah.
Apparently Cuban didn't know. This is the new
Cuban
owner.
didn't know. He doesn't have a majority stake anymore.
Yeah.
So,
But he's still involved.
but all he said was MFFL. So, yeah, which seems a little passive
Come
aggressive.
on.
Yeah, I do
crazy.
think the owner switches. Like, this doesn't happen if Cuban is
Oh,
still
no.
the owner.
It doesn't
So,
happen.
yeah, I agree.
So in hindsight, we should blame Cuban for selling his majority
You know
stake.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the pitchforks out.
You know,
But no.
But no,
maybe he saw this coming and was like, I don't like the way this organization is headed, and I want to get out.
Maybe. But also, he was the owner at the time. He could just fire that guy if he didn't like
I don't know
what he was doing.
Yeah, it's true.
And the other stuff, I don't know.
Yeah. Did any of you guys see Luka's dad offering his comments?
yeah,
Yeah.
He seemed to be, correct
He's
me if I'm
pissed.
wrong, but he seemed to be implying that this was the fault of people talking about Luka behind his back to Nico Harrison. And sort of stabbing in the back with regard to his potential or his conditioning, or
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a muddled speech, but that's what I
they
got from
did
it.
like before the season fire a bunch of his trainers, and Luka. Sources said Luka was like they get rid of everyone I like. So there definitely some
Some friction,
internal,
some tension.
Yeah.
But I think like also,
But he said he didn't want out.
and then
It didn't get to that point yet.
No, which I was like, that has to be what happened, and I just don't. Now I
And it
really don't
did.
believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was, what was it, Brian Windhorst? Remember when he cooked Luka in the after finals game number 3?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
he needs to grow up, and and he was saying on one of his podcasts that usually when he goes out and he kind of disses a player or has a fiery statement like that people from front
Their
offices
team,
will call in and be like, hey man, why the fuck would you do that? And agents will
Speak
call
up for
and be
their
like,
guy.
and what he said is no one, after he said that, no one from the Dallas front office called him and
Interesting.
tried to
Interesting.
fight it.
I think we're going to
Interesting.
learn a lot more in the coming months and years, perhaps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
about what really went down, because something's missing.
Yeah, that's what it still feels like that.
It-
It's
yeah.
just like I'm
There's a
still
lot missing.
bewildered.
Plenty to speculate on, but
Yeah.
no definite answers here.
Well, there's the Luka and AD trade for you guys. And
I've
we
got one more question.
Okay, question.
Go ahead.
Is and this is a Lakers focused question. Is there another I can't really think of it. Is there another professional sports team like the Lakers where they can literally make a complete mess and shit the bed for 6 years and then are thrown a lifeboat just time and time again? Like you've got the Paul Gasol deal.
Yeah.
Like they were sort of screwed and they got Paul Gasol for nothing.
Which was 17 years to the day.
Yeah, they
before
got
this one.
Yeah, Orlando screwing up Shaq. Shaq just lands.
Yeah.
LeBron. They have those late or mid 2010s. They look just disheveled.
Yeah.
and then LeBron's like, "Hey, I'm going to the Lakers."
Yep.
Even Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, all found their way. This team constantly
Magic.
just falls into a pit of despair, and then someone just reaches in and luckily they just get pulled right out and they're
Deus
right
Ex
back in.
Machina.
And I'm just thinking, I don't know of another professional sports franchise. Maybe someone else does out there. Listeners, send us an email. But I don't know what other team can pull itself out of the mud like this.
There's probably a cricket team out there.
Yeah, maybe because it's
soccer team or something.
Yeah.
Barcelona.
you would say, okay, the comparatives between the Lakers are maybe okay. In baseball, maybe it's the Yankees, but the Yankees don't have down years. The Yankees have been pretty much good for the last. They're at least decent.
No, I mean
playoff level.
we our last time we were bad consecutive years was the A's, and we were
Yeah.
bad in the A's. It was late 70s. and then late 90s championships.
Yeah, but it's like,
But since then, it's just
nothing.
like the Yankees.
Or like I just feel like the Dodgers though are built like are built very nicely. So like they built that up, and it's like a very
kind of a
clean run
consistent,
organization,
yeah.
like a system.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't think there's no NFL comparative. So like I'm just like I think they're singular in this, at least that I know of. Because the Yankees, they like built that 90s team, by being cheap, and then after that is when in the 2000s when they started going after these big players and all this stuff. Yeah, but once they were won for years, it's just like it's not like spending necessarily though. It's like pulling your gifting. Like you just get gifted. Yeah, I do feel like Judge was a gift. That is like the one example I could think of maybe off the top of my head. But he was kind of a stud. Rob Pelinka called it a gift in his press conference. Like, come on, man. When he said, I want to thank Nico Harrison, I was like, oh my God.
That's just brutal. It's brutal. Little Brodem. It's not the same, but you could argue the Spurs have had the draft luck that many other teams have never had. Spurs are kind of... Yeah, it's a decent example, but still not nearly the same. It's not the same situation at all. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It seems unique to me.
I think they're singularly unique. It's that's lake show power.
It's that fucking lake show.
It's just...
Yeah. It's that magic.
John C. Reilly.
Like, I feel like, the Celtics, who are also, I guess up there in the... somewhere they just don't, but they don't. They've had to like build shit, because no one is just falling into their lap. Exactly, quite the way it's happened for the Lakers. But they've been like kind of maniacal about like trades and stuff. The Lakers don't even have to worry about that. Like they just like if they fuck up enough, they fuck up for like 4 years. Big star will just want to come there. Yeah, because it's not like it's not like we went, oh, what a smart and clever trade. It was like you shellacked them, like you somehow pulled the hood over their eyes. I think if it was like, you know what I think? Here's a hot take. Like, okay, let's say Pelinka has to put in like all the firsts they have and a couple pick swaps and Austin Reeves and maybe Dalton Connect, right? And that's the deal for Luka with Anthony Davis. So like a couple firsts, a couple pick swaps, Davis, Connect, and Austin Reeves for Luka Doncic and parts, right? Sure. If that's the deal, I would actually be giving Pelinka more credit. Yeah. Because like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks like you actually had to debate him instead of Nico Harrison be like, I need to get this guy off my roster and I want AD. Yep. Yeah. So. Crazy. Crazy. Okay, looks like Rob Lowe. I have some. Yeah, I know so much. So, I have some Luka Doncic trade trivia here. Okay, that I think we need to do right now because it's part of the set. So, I guess Ben will go first. These are all said these are all players' reactions to the Luka Doncic trade. Most of them are, interviews. There's a tweet in here. All of them are players. Okay. Current players? Current players. Okay. Decently, a lot of them kind of decently high profile. Okay. I do have one coach one, but I'll tell you when it's the coach one. Could they be from the Lakers and the Mavs potentially? Don't worry about that. It's possible. Okay, just making sure everything's on the table. Okay. So you're going to give me the quote? I'm going to give you the quote and you have to guess who it is. Yep. So Ben, you're up first. Got it. All right, here's the first one. Players are held to a different standard of loyalty and commitment to a program, but the organizations don't get held to that same standard from the outside. This is a player when asked about the Luka Doncic trade. Oh, man, I feel like I read this quote too. The loyalty.
I don't know, Kyrie.
I got a chance to steal?
Yep.
It turns out it didn't fucking matter who came first because you just wasted your turn.
Oh, well.
It's KD.
It is KD.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Such a
nice
KD
job.
quote.
That is a big KD quote.
All right, I
He
guess
has
we-
no desires.
All right.
Zero desires.
Zero desire.
All right. Danny, I guess we'll go again now. All right. Right?
Sure, yeah.
You got to
yeah.
steal
That's
it,
fair.
but
I
now
get no,
you
that's
went
fair.
first,
Yeah,
so
no,
you went
yeah,
first.
I get it. I get it.
You went first, man.
It's a reminder that only a few players in this league can sleep easy with any type of confidence.
Oh.
Shit. Oh man, I just want to. I'm gonna say Giannis.
It is not Giannis. Ben.
Is it Jokic?
It is not Jokic.
Damn.
That was Stephen Curry.
Oh,
Stephen
The
Curry.
night, of course.
Yeah. All right, back to Ben here. Back
right.
to Ben here.
Yeah, you dropped that water bottle.
Back to Ben here. Back to Ben here. All right.
Back to Bendness.
Somebody told us on the bench. Somebody said Luka, and I said Luka Garza. Crazy.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker. Ooh. All right.
good one.
Let's see here. All right. This one is a tweet, Danny.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
The multiverse is real.
Wow.
I thought I tweeted that out for a second.
You might have.
Give me LaMelo Ball, baby.
Not LaMelo.
Damn it.
Chance to steal?
Yep.
Oh, the multiverse is real. The multiverse is real. Oh. Kyle Kuzma.
Nope. That was Rudy
second guess.
Gobert.
Oh, never
Rudy
would've gotten
Gobert.
that. Jeez.
All right.
No
Whose
clue
turn
he
is it
knew
now?
what
It's mine,
multiverse
I
is.
think.
Ben's turn.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
going to steal.
Okay. I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to the big markets.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. I knew this one too. God damn. I want Luka. Can you say the quote again one more time?
I want Luka to the Lakers. I want Jokic to the Knicks. I want all the Europeans to go to the big markets.
Oh, was this a coach?
No.
Okay.
I'll let you know the one that's
Okay,
coach.
thank you. I want Luka to the Lakers. Oh man. Fuck it. Giannis.
It is Giannis.
Fuck.
All right.
Did you know that one?
No.
Okay.
All right. This is a player on the first Mavs Lakers game. I'm buying front row tickets to that bitch.
A player said this?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Who would say that? Who would say that? Oh, man. Is this LaMelo Ball?
It is not. Damn it. Ben?
Jordan Poole.
No, guys, who would swear into a microphone like that?
Was it Draymond?
Draymond.
Nope.
Oh, that's all I got.
This guy has a ton of swearing fines this year.
Really?
Likes to speak his mind. Doesn't really hold back because of his youth.
Trey Young?
Anthony
Oh, it was
Edwards.
Ant. Oh, okay.
Anthony
Oh,
Edwards.
Ring yes,
I
of
did.
course.
I did. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it
I
does.
think I remember.
All right,
saying
who's up
that.
next?
I think I
Ben.
am, yeah.
All right.
You keeping track of the points here?
Me? No, I'll do it in post.
Okay.
That's
I
2 to
haven't
1.
been keeping
it's 2 to-
track
I
of
think
the
it's
point.
2 to 1.
2 to 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep track from now on.
You don't have to.
It's
2 to
okay.
1.
Yeah.
You
2
can do
to
it in
1,
post.
Danny?
Ben.
Ben?
I got Booker and Giannis.
Okay.
Gifted by Giannis.
When asked about what he thought of the trade, I was like, what happened? Did I get traded? And he was like, no, Luka to the Lakers. And I was like, yo, no way. Then I got my phone back and read all about it. Honestly, I can't believe it.
Is that one Jokic?
It is not Jokic. Danny? This guy's on, I should have clued you. This guy's on one of our teams. One of our favorite teams.
Oh, it was Kristaps.
That is Kristaps.
You know, if you didn't give me that hint, I wouldn't have gotten it.
I don't think I would have gotten it based on the hint anyway. So
Okay, fair enough.
All right, 2-all. All right, is it Danny's turn?
yeah.
Okay. I'll do 2 more here. Who started? Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
started.
Okay, I think that's all right. I texted him. I think he didn't expect it, of course. It's a big move. It's a business. I don't know. I think nobody expected it, especially not him. I think nobody's safe in the league, it seems like. But I think he's going to go do a good job. I think he's the player for the big scene, even though I thought in Dallas he had something special going.
Who would text Luka? Jokic?
That is Jokic.
Boom, baby!
I knew that one.
1, 2, 3, booms.
All right, 2 more. All right. Ben,
Yeah.
the Mavericks made a decision. I don't know why.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, man.
Dig it
The
out.
Mavericks made a decision. I don't know why. Really a reticent guy there. That could be anybody.
It sure could be.
Sure, it could be.
The Mavericks made a decision. I don't know.
I don't know why.
Why? Wemby.
Nope. Danny?
Joel Embiid.
Nope. This is the man himself, Luka Doncic.
Oh.
All right. Last one here to Danny.
Makes sense.
This one is a coach. Oh, fuck.
Could be any one of them.
Don't ask about the trades. I don't really care.
Joe Mazzulla.
That's Joey.
Boom, baby. 1, 2, 3,
All right.
4, boom.
4-2. Danny,
Mustard.
I'm happy.
Rigged.
You went first. No, I'm joking. No, yeah. Good trivia, Chuck. All right,
that was good because now we get some sound bites from around the league. Well, not sound bites
Yeah, that's
because
good.
I
That's
just
good
read
for
them.
sound bites or quote bites or whatever.
Whips.
Word bites.
word bites.
Word bites for sure.
Hey, stop biting my words.
All right, what do we want to do next? Do we want to do the Butler trade or
The other one.
the other trade?
We could go.
Fox?
We could go to the Kings first because that's the order in which it happened.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
The very next day.
The very
Flash
next day.
forward
The very
the
next
I know,
next
but we
day.
A
kinda-
much less interesting trade
We
happened.
felt like this was coming, though.
Yeah, this was known. It was talked about
Well,
a little.
Well,
We knew
the Spurs-
Fox wanted out, and we knew he wanted to go to the Spurs. Here,
We knew that, but the Spurs could have just hold tight and waited for him.
they could have. Can I read the trade details
Read
here?
us the trade, baby.
The Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. Fox. I always kind of like McLaughlin.
Yeah, me too.
The Kings got Zach LaVine, City Sissoko, who I watched on the Spurs G League team play the Blue Coats.
Oh.
Oh,
he
interesting.
was
Saw him
playing that
live.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 first-round picks. That is the 2025 Charlotte, which is top 14 protected this year.
Alright.
So it's not conveying. It'll turn into 2 second rounders.
Come on.
27 San Antonio, 2031 Minnesota, and 3 second-round picks. Blah.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
The Bulls got Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 pick back, which was just the protections were removed, which was top 10 protected.
All right, where you guys want? Which team
the
you want
Bulls
to
aren't
tackle
used
this
to
first?
making trades. They've only made so many
It's
trades the
true.
last couple of years.
They're confused.
Brutal.
I actually have a Sissoko quote to
What?
give you
Oh.
to round out our quotes here.
trivia.
Well, it's not trivia because
I'm
you know
joking.
who said it.
Sydney Sissoko.
Quick, Sydney.
CD Sissoko
Sydney.
was
Sydney.
asked about the chaos of the last few days and how if he was affected by the trades, and he said, "I would not say chaotic because people got it way worse. People are in war and stuff like that. I just play basketball.
Ooh, very poignant guy.
By the way, my mom said, thanks, that was so much fun. Thank you, and thanks to the gang.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anytime, Ellen.
Anytime. We'll have her back on.
Well, especially
Stay
as the
tuned.
Lakers
correspondent, for sure, yeah.
For sure, she's our LA correspondent.
LA
So,
correspondent.
do we want to start somewhere on this trade?
Yeah, where you guys want to tackle the Spurs side, Bull side, King side?
I mostly have King's thoughts because they were my team, but you guys can start it off somewhere else if you want.
Can we just get the Bulls out of the way?
Let's get the Bulls out of the way. Let's rip the band off.
Yeah.
But this really was the Zach Lavine market.
I thought he's been pretty good this year.
He's been balling.
He's been
Yes,
balling.
He's been getting buckets.
He killed the Celtics
Shooting
a couple
44%
times.
from three.
Yeah, he's shooting career highs in pretty much
Career highs,
everything.
yeah.
Besides free throw. He's a
Yeah.
50-40-80 guy.
Yeah.
Like, is their plan now to just tank the season? Because it's still going to be pretty hard for them to get like all the way down there to the bottom.
They still, if they didn't get their pick, they still would have had it top 10 protected.
I know they could have stayed right in the middle where they always like
get
to
it.
be, and yeah,
I don't get it.
Well, at least now
Yeah.
the Raptors are playing really well lately, so that's a boon for them.
it's true. But the Bulls are 22 and 29. They're just let's look.
Where are they in the standings?
Let's look at the. I'm
They're
looking
like
at the league
11th
here.
or something.
Well, in the league in terms of the Cooper flag sweepstakes.
Capture the flag.
They're ninth.
Oh, they're ninth.
So they're already in
They're-
that
they
top
were-
10.
yeah, they're already
so
there.
They essentially got nothing.
Yeah, they got a bunch of players.
They got
Yeah.
Zach Levine and whoever. I mean, what do you think of Zach Levine? Zach Collins.
Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin
Trey
Herter,
Jones.
who's been just really bad this
Yeah.
year. They're all they're getting is
Okay.
salary relief, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
This
I feel like
team-
they could have gotten more out of Zach.
gotta get something else, like
Something.
some like at least like one future like kind of asset, even if it's a highly a well protected pick of some kind.
Something.
Like I think Zach Levine is like worth like a middle first or a late first.
Yeah, I
Like,
think so.
He's good enough, but I guess they just wanted him off the team. I guess I don't know. This team has been so poorly run. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of sad because it'd be fun if the Bulls were good again.
Oh, it'd be so fun. And it was fun that one year they were like a play-in team
Yeah.
with DeRozan, Zach, and Lonzo throwing crazy passes.
So
Caruso. You love that team, Ben. Stop looking up in the distance.
I'm just remembering.
like,
I'm just reminiscing.
What are you talking
reminiscing.
Yeah,
about?
no, I remember.
Which
they were
Bulls
fun.
team?
They were fun.
No,
Yeah.
but you gotta get more out of Zach. That's
Yeah.
that's brutal stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting your pick back. Come on, I hate it for their side of things.
Sloppy.
All right.
I would just rather have him on the team.
Yeah, at
I
this
don't know.
point, you know,
But
I don't know.
it's perplexing, and it just continues.
They continue to
this
perplex.
stretch of just what is this Bulls
Torrid,
basketball?
torrid trades.
Chicago's. I mean, I guess the Cubs won a few years back, but Chicago sports, it's like two of the teams are just complete
Yeah, the
train
Bulls
wrecks.
and
The
the
Bears, just such train wrecks.
The Bears.
The Bears.
No, yeah, brutal stuff. Brutal stuff.
Who's
All
their
right.
other baseball team?
The White Sox. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The worst
Case in
team.
point.
This is a terrible year for the Chicago fans.
Yeah. The Cubs lost out on the playoff spot too.
Yeah.
They kind of folded.
All right. From you want to tackle Kings side,
Sure.
or you want to tackle the Spurs side?
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Let's save the Kings for last.
All right.
Yep. Okay.
Spurs get their guy. He wanted to go there. He's likely going to extend or take that little fun like half extension thing that guys are doing nowadays. Yeah. What do you think about it? Spurs. I mean, Fox Wemby.
I like it.
I think this is an awesome price to
Yeah.
pay for a guy who I really like. And
Yeah.
I especially now am going to like him even more that he is has a real rim protector behind him because, part of, Sabonis is an awesome
Love
kind of guy.
Sabonis.
He's a workhorse, but he's not a rim protector in any, in anybody's purest vision. So to have a guy who can shore up the back of a defense and,
Yeah.
kind of limit some of Fox's defensive weaknesses, and then, he's just an offense to himself in transition, and I'm gonna love this fact. Like even watching, I watched like the first half here tonight of Atlanta and them, and he just gets out and runs and getting Wemby in transition and getting other. It's just gonna make it so much easier for these guys.
Yeah.
And a guy who can get to the paint, because like part of the Chris Paul problem is like he just doesn't have that burst to like get down in there really quickly, and that will draw defenses in. It's going to just create a lot of problems, especially when Wemby is rolling to the basket. So I don't know. I think this is going to be really fun, and I think he's a perfect match.
Perfect fit for this team. Yeah.
And I like the mentorship under Chris Paul potential.
Yeah,
I like it too.
For De'Aaron.
And for
the
just
rest
this
of the
year,
year.
I like Chris. I mean, they started Chris Paul tonight, which I thought was a little strange. But if Chris could run the
second
units, I think that's going to be awesome. And they kept all their young guys. Like they kept Castle.
Yeah.
They kept Sohan,
Vassell.
Like they only really gave away one. They gave away one of their first round picks, and they got that 2031 Minnesota.
Now let's just get to it. Let's go to the Kings side. For me, you gotta get one of those Hawks picks, and one of those 3 young players. Like everyone was like, "Oh, don't trade Castle. Don't trade Castle." Castle's probably the one I would have wanted the most from those 3. You know, he's like a point guard replacing Fox. It would make the most sense.
Right.
But the fact they don't even get like Sohan or Vassell in there, and they don't get these Hawks picks that they got from the DeJounte Murray trade years ago.
Yeah, you got to get one of these.
You got to get one of each, in my opinion. But what did the Kings get? They got Zach Lavine. They got the Hornets 2 seconds, basically. The T-Wolves pick could be interesting. Who knows how good the T-Wolves are.
2031.
Yeah, it's so far down the line. It could be a good pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, just...
And then 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got some future assets.
Yeah.
They got,
and they are
fringe all-star.
Yeah, they are staying afloat with Zach.
He doesn't Zach won't command the game like Fox can. But they do have a bunch of other like shooting guards. Like they got DeRozan and they've got Monk. So can they compete in the West? No. But
play in maybe.
But they couldn't. That's kind of where they were
already. So
that's what confuses me about this whole thing.
I guess they get extremely worse from this trade in the present moment. But I don't know. You gotta like even getting Zach. You gotta make the future look a little better than
Well, I mean,
they might have a case for prettiest starting 5 in the West between Monk, Lavine, and DeRozan.
Sabonis.
It's just kind of sad. I think, honestly.
Who's the other guy? Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Keegan can, because Levine's kind of like awesome. Keegan. It's kind of sad. I think just for the Kings, because this team was the 3 seed 2 years ago, and it seemed like the future was really bright, and the beam was lighting up, and it just kind of like the Bulls, like it's just this continuous tumultuous like transition and missteps that keep happening. And I don't know, if I was gonna grade their like this trade for them, I'd say like it's like a B minus B
at best,
which isn't like, I don't think it was like they got a bunch of, they got some future assets. It wasn't like the most haphazard trade ever, because like we discussed, they're not like that much worse. But it's just kind of sad, because I feel like Fox was such a lightning bolt for that franchise. Yeah, like I mean, he had some just awesome games, and if he doesn't get hurt, they may have beaten the Warriors in that series.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, like. Now they're just kind of bereft of who's the guy in the city. Like, who's the guy that, gives you some hope? Because I feel like Fox is the kind of player that, like, although, like, he's a fringe kind of all-star, like, the guy puts up some monstrous games at times. And you feel like if you could put some better, a different kind of team around him, like maybe the Spurs have, that he could be, like, an awesome playoff series guy. I don't know. That's how high I am on him.
No, I think we saw some of that already.
Yeah, it's sad that the Kings just can't seem to retain that and can't seem to, find, they finally had this push to, we're relevant again.
Yeah.
And now they're in that danger territory where they could just drop into nowhere.
Yeah.
And, they're turning into the Belaptors right now.
The Belaptors. Because who is your Kings starting lineup now? Monk, Lavine, DeRozan, Sabonis, and Valanciunas.
Oh,
yeah,
I do like the Valanciunas.
Do you like the Valanciunas trade?
Not basketball-wise, really.
No.
But just because they have two Lithuanian bruisers.
Like the Lithuanian bros.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know, though. They traded away the CD Sissoko,
Yeah, they just flipped
reading
him.
about him, kind of seemed like a nice young prospect.
I don't know.
Defensively,
he looked really athletic in the...
Yeah, he's athletic.
I
And
didn't
they
think he would
don't
play
have
much for
much
them, though.
defense on the defensive
That's
side.
true.
but they're going to get better because they're bigger. It's just weird spacing-wise.
I see that. They could be better since they're bigger. Did you know that the Kings have 3 Jones? 3 players named Jones? Can you name all 3 for a point in trivia? Colby Jones, Isaac Jones, and Mason Jones.
Wow, there you go.
Never heard
Keeping
of
up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
So I don't know. It's like a retool, and I don't think they're that great, and I don't see much hope in them. Sort of like I could just have seen a year where Fox is on. They put just the right amount of pieces around him, and this team is like a 4 seed again. Just like they kind of were, and maybe they get to a second round, and something happens, but it's just hard to trust this office when it's just. It's always tumultuous. Everything's always changing. Coach gets fired. Players are in and out. It reminds me of the old Kings.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to be the new Kings.
Yep. It didn't last long.
It didn't last long. So.
Nope. So there you go.
Just sad because I like that crowd. Like when that crowd is going, that's
awesome.
No,
they were a fun
and
team
one of
for
my
a couple
favorite
years.
late night teams because of Fox.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. They were a fun team to watch for a few years, but the old Kings are back. The old Bulls are back, and we got these new Spurs, baby.
New Spurs always comes around.
Wemby. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on from these Kings and Spurs and Bulls.
We got one more trade to do, huh?
We got another trade.
Another big trade.
We just learned about.
Breaking
dropped
news
tonight. You want me to read the details?
What you got, baby?
All right, here we
Give
go.
it to us.
5-team deal here. Jimmy Butler goes to the Warriors. The Heat get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker. The Warriors 2025 first-round pick with top 10 protection. The Utah Jazz get Dennis Schroeder.
Whoa.
The Pistons receive Lindy Waters III and Josh Richardson.
Sure.
And the Toronto Raptors get Kyle Anderson.
Wow.
the Raptors got
Anderson. That's interesting.
Yep, according to Yahoo Sports.
Yeah. Like before we started this podcast, we all these teams were in that trade, but
No, it was
nothing's
just announced
finalized
as like
until the fat
this was for
lacings.
this. Yeah.
Oh man! And just in, Jimmy signed got a 2-year extension.
For how much?
Oh, really?
Let's see, I just read it. I think
2 years, 121 million.
Yeah.
With the Warriors.
love
I
it.
thought he said he didn't want to sign an extension.
Because the Warriors didn't want to give him the extension.
Oh, they didn't want to give him one, but
Yeah.
they gave it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought the Heat could have used Schroeder.
Yeah, we were
I
talking about
thought so,
Schroeder as
too.
like a Heat guy, but
Or Kyle Anderson.
apparently he's a Raptors guy now.
Yeah, no, Schroeder's to the Jazz.
Oh, my
what
bad.
the Jazz
right.
doing?
Kyle Anderson.
The Jazz just acquired
The Jazz are being
guards and
silly.
just jazzing.
They're just like,
Schroeder. But all right, let's break it down. I mean, let's just start with the Dubs. What you got? Jimmy to the Dubs, Wiggins and those guys out.
I mean, what is there to say? I like it if he plays and if he's motivated. Like I think it's a good if he can play. And if he's, sane of mind, then I think he's a good fit anywhere. I think he'll make your team better. And I like that they now have a second creator, because that's really what was so
missing.
painful
Yeah.
about watching the Warriors is it's like they just pray that they can get Curry open, and if they can't get Curry open,
Nothing's going on.
nothing's happening. I mean, their offense has just been putrid
Abysmal.
this year. Where are they? They're I guess in the middle of the pack here. Oh, that's defense. Yeah, they're 21st in offense this year. So
good.
that's just like, you just don't see a Steph Curry team that has 20.
Yeah.
It's 20. And, maybe he's like, I feel like he's maybe 90% of what Curry, like just the night in, night out, like he doesn't quite feel the same all the time. Of course, he can burst for one, but I feel like that's a little bit part of the old age. So you need a second creator, and that's what Jimmy is, and he can provide good defense, and I think he's smart enough to play in the system really nicely. So I don't know how much it doesn't necessarily improve their spacing, so I don't know how much, I think on the fundamental side, it really improves their offense. I don't know what the ceiling is, because they're still going to kind of struggle to shoot. But they do have another guy that they can throw the ball to and be like, hey, can you get us a look?
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. Currently the 10th seed in the West, playing bound.
Does this save their season, Danny?
I don't think it hurts their season. I would say probably not. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like they're a little better, but who's in front of them?
Okay,
right
so
now?
here's where we lie here. So the Clippers are in that 6th spot there.
Yeah.
And the Warriors
They're not far behind them.
2 games in the loss column behind them. Ahead of them is the Suns and the Kings, who I could definitely see dropping.
Yeah.
Could see it.
I'm not a fan of the Suns. They just got swept by the Blazers. I know the Blazers are like the best team of all time right now.
Right now, they're just
save it for later.
And
Legends.
the T-Wolves,
Suns are my team, baby.
I feel like the T-Wolves have been, they just go through it. Like,
Yeah,
it looks
they're going
like
through
they're
it.
back, and then they're not
and then
back.
they're not back.
Yeah.
So, I think, I don't know. I think that they'll be, but below them is the Mavs and the Spurs. So
you have 2 potential risers
and 2
on your
potential.
tail.
So I feel like they'll land in the play-in there.
The same exact place.
Yeah.
Maybe not at 10. I could see them being at 9 or
For
8.
sure.
I could see them. I think they're getting better. I don't think it hurt their season. I don't think they're getting worse
Their
from this
defense is still good.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, can Jimmy play enough games? Okay, he got his contract. He'll probably be ready to go.
trade. Yeah. You think he found his joy?
Yeah,
in the
I think
Bay
so.
Area?
He found his joy,
I
which he
hope
gets
so.
through money and his $20 coffees that he
Oh,
sells.
yeah.
Oh my
Baby.
god, I want to try that coffee so
No,
bad.
you don't.
I do.
$20 a cup.
No, you don't.
That's ridiculous. But someone would have to buy it for me.
I want to try that coffee.
I don't wanna
with
pay for
this
it.
stipulation.
I don't want to pay for it.
For free.
That's free.
Yeah. Then I would buy
No,
it.
I'm with you. Yeah, sure. I'll try it for free.
Okay, we'll try it for free together.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, we'll get Nico Harrison to buy us some.
Who's Nico Harrison?
Oh, the Mavs GM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jeez. I was thinking of Nico Manning for some reason because I had Dubs on mind.
Okay.
And it was the new guy who reminds me of a better Nico Manning. Pajinski. Oh, yeah. Gross.
Yeah.
Anyways, call that out. No. All right. What you got, Ben? You got anything on the Dubs game,
On
Jimmy?
the Dubs? Yeah, no, I always thought that was one of the destinations that I liked better for him. I agree
Yeah.
with what you said. He can provide playmaking, some
Honestly-
fun grit, some veteran knowledge with the young guys.
I'm a little surprised they had to give up this much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got a 2025 first round. Heat got a first round pick with top 10 protection. I feel like the Warriors are gonna get the Heat are gonna get that pick.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's going to mesh with Draymond. They have some fiery personalities
that's-
right there, but they might do well
I
together.
kind of like it though.
I kind of like
No,
it.
I like
They're gonna
it
be
too.
this tough,
Yeah.
take no
Yeah.
bullshit
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
I still don't like their big situation. Like I
No.
wish they had a big who's just a little bit more athletic. Like
They should go out and get CD Sissoko
they should get Time Lord.
or Time Lord.
I think Time Lord could play in that system. He's a heady passer.
Get some Ayton in there.
No, Aiden costs too much.
Yeah, fair.
Ridiculous.
So, but I mean, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
It's not bad to get rid of Wiggins. They traded a wing for a wing.
Yeah.
They kind of miss. I think they'll probably miss Kyle Anderson a little bit. But
Yeah.
Schroeder
Someone
was a
step up.
disappointment, and they
Yeah.
have other guards. So
I'm glad they got out on Schroeder. For sure.
But yeah, I'm sad that they lost Lindy Waters. Honestly,
Yeah.
I like me some Lindy Waters.
He had some moments.
What about the Heat? What do we think about the Heat here?
Wiggins and the first, basically.
And
What
Kyle
else
Anderson
Yeah,
and PJ
Tucker. Don't forget.
PJ Tucker.
Ancient.
Well, they didn't get Kyle.
No, Kyle went to the Toronto.
He went to the Raptors.
Went to the Raptors.
Oh, really? My Yahoo says
Really?
Heat received Kyle Anderson.
Oh.
Well,
Well, that's
The
interesting.
Toronto Raptors were previously reported to be getting Anderson, but that component has since fallen through.
Oh, more news breaking.
hey.
So, what they got Kyle for now? For another night?
now they do have
For
Kyle.
I
All right.
like
Okay,
it.
I mean, I like it if they got Kyle and Wiggins.
They got a
Tucker, I
wing.
can't imagine playing much.
So that's
But-
two kind of defensive wingy guys that they could put around their,
Yeah, whoever they got.
Robinson
Yeah,
and Hero.
Yeah.
I like it.
I do like that.
You put some defensive wings around those guys, and now you
Yeah.
have you can kind of survive a little bit better.
yeah.
The offense is still not going to be great,
No. No.
but the defense should be kind of ferocious, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Wiggins and Anderson with those Hero and Robinson zipping around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bam.
Anderson
Bam
is
is nice.
a heady. He came from the Spurs. He's a heady passer.
Yeah, he's a great
He
passer.
can move around. Like I like that fit. Wiggins is a
Versatile.
little less so, and he can be frustrating, but he is he's a really solid
Maybe.
wing.
Yeah. Maybe they find. Bring back 2022. Wiggins.
Reactivate that All-Star Wiggins. Yeah. We'll see.
That fucking Wiggins.
Oh, yeah, you
serious.
Yeah.
The bane of your existence. Maple Jordan, baby.
Where do you think Jordan Poole is feeling about all this?
I don't think he cares. He's too worried about his cats.
Yeah.
He's starting a
really?
cat club.
Oh, okay. I like
That
him
sounds
a lot
good.
more now.
I'm into that. Yeah. Listen, I think both teams got better, but that's not saying much because they were both, the Heat were in this Jimmy drama, so they were as good as they could be without him, and then the Dubs were in this terrible, like fucking not looking good for the
This
Dubs.
is a good return for the complicated situation.
yeah,
how
exactly.
old he is. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know.
So I like it.
Keeps him
both
competitive
teams.
and just let Spo work his magic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Without all this, distraction. I'm actually pretty impressed of how well they kept it together with all the bullshit going on. I know they haven't been great, but like to not just like kind of free fall.
Yeah.
It feels like
I think it's good to have a guy like Riley
Stay
at the top
afloat.
who just knows how to navigate an awkward situation and kind of doesn't care. Like
Yeah.
he takes it on himself.
That's that old man prowess.
Old man prowess, like Mafia
Old man
Don.
ego.
Just like whatever I
don't
say,
give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they handled it well. Don't do it in the dark like Nico.
Oh, Nico.
Oh, Nico.
And they're sitting in 6th right now, so
Oh, Nico. Yeah. So they're
Hey.
still very much in the thick of
Not
things
mad
in
about
the
it.
East.
Not mad about it at all.
all right,
All right,
we got
let's
some other
move on.
small trades.
Yeah,
small trade.
Kuzma Bucks.
Kuzma to the Bucks. What's that? What's the specifics on this for Chris Middleton?
Christmas Middleton and
What they got? For
Maybe a second rounder.
Second?
like that.
Yeah.
I just had it.
All right. Quick takes here.
Well, Middleton was done. He's cooked.
Yeah. Hasn't
AJ
been
Johnson
Yeah,
will also
that was
go to
the young guy.
yeah, and a first round swap to Washington. And the
Okay.
Wizards lose Patrick Baldwin Jr. and a second rounder.
Okay.
Sure.
Whatever.
I agree that Middleton's kind of cooked, but Kuzma is terrible.
Yeah.
And this is
He's like the worst player in the league.
I know he's terrible. So you're just hoping that he regains some of the stuff that made
being on a
him
competitive
a
team.
good role player on the Lakers, but
yeah.
we haven't seen that guy in it feels like a billion
while.
years. And I hate that you have to give up your last year's first round pick AJ Johnson in this deal. Like, remember, I was so perplexed by that Milwaukee Bucks draft, and they bought on a prospect. I was ripping into them because, like, try to go get at least one player who's like NBA ready, and they need to hit on some of these late round draft picks. It's part of the reason they've sort of gone, backwards. It's that they really just haven't struck gold with any of these guys. And I agree that it's hard to do with those late round picks, but to buy in on a prospect and then just give up on him after a year for Kyle Kuzma, and you're saving about $10 million. I don't know. There just must have been some other way out of this.
Guess what,
I don't
Bucks
like it.
fans? You got a new wing to complain about. From Middleton
I
to
guess
Kuz.
Kuzma plays. That's about that's the positive.
That's the upgrade.
Best availability is availability.
But he's not like a great shooter. Like, he shoots
No,
below
he's not
34%.
But Giannis is excited.
Yeah. Well, it's also a lot of sentimental breakups over this.
Oh, yeah.
The
Past few days.
Middleton
Middleton.
was so instrumental in that finals run. He was awesome. Like, he was just so amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it was at times, it was like, looking at the Nets, it was like, oh, here we go again. In that Nets series, Giannis choking, Middleton's choking. And then overnight, they flipped the switch. And they were hitting clutch buckets. Giannis went, only missed one free throw after.
And Middleton had, like, multiple 30-plus point games.
He was huge.
No, he was huge.
Especially those games Giannis struggled. He was big.
Yeah.
Very big.
He was
very
a
big.
Celtics killer, too. The guy.
I'll never forget that shot with Rozier breaking Eric Bledsoe's ankles. And then Middleton with like 0.4 left.
Yeah, man. He just I don't know.
Oh, that was a great playoff series.
Yeah, that was.
All right, that's it. Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? A bunch of guys got traded.
Trade him away.
And guess what? This all started happening because of Med Thompson. Baby. And he's got the whole league shook right now.
For just a second. Yeah, let's can we talk about Amen Thompson for just a second?
Fucking
Give him
awesome.
his flowers.
Let's give him his flowers.
Is this guy the star that Houston actually needs? Like,
Probably.
I think he could be.
Yeah,
he's
he might
so
be.
freakishly athletic.
Yeah.
If he can just develop any kind of jump shot at all, it doesn't even have to be a 3-point jump shot.
Yeah.
You're just... And he's already gotten so much better from last year. Like, the way that he kind of understands his own athleticism right now, and he's very shifty getting to the basket. Like,
The league
you just
is
want
shook.
to. It's scary when a really athletic player who can't shoot still finds ways to get to the hoop.
Yeah.
Because
score
you
and
just
dominate.
know that, like, man, if this guy develops any kind of other mid outside range, everyone is fucked.
Yeah.
Because
We're in trouble.
everyone's standing
We're in
2
trouble.
feet back of him right now, and he's got all of it. Like you see the passing angles he can hit.
Yeah.
Right, he already sees the court really well. So
Yeah.
I think if just another jump or two, and I mean,
Yeah, we're seeing it before our eyes. And
Yeah.
the league took notice. And everyone started panicking.
No, it's the trade deadline.
Everyone went crazy.
They said amen.
Coincidence? I think not.
Church.
All right, let's take a break.
okay,
Take a break.
we'll be back.
We'll be back.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish.
It's so sad. It's not as sad as Bye Bye Butterfree, though. Let's be real.
No, that one is that's a heart.
It's a heart wrencher. Old Yeller.
How
has
could
got
he
nothing.
do that?
How could he do that? Get out of here.
For a what?
For what?
For Eradicate?
I don't. Yeah, for Metapod or some. No, wait, that was Metapod.
It was for like Eradicate.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Butterfly for a rat.
Bro.
It's horrible.
It's a gorgeous
ridiculous.
butterfly. That shit
Doesn't
could,
he
it
know
can do
that
sleep powder and hurricane
and
and
confusion?
Yeah,
and confusion.
Learn
Yeah, it's got a lot of
psychic.
potential there.
Yeah.
Right?
That was a
You can definitely learn psychic.
kid
Yeah.
mistake. That was a Nico Harrison.
That was a Nico Harrison move by
Seriously.
Ash Harrison over here.
Harrison.
Yeah. The fuck
Oh
out of here.
man, shout out Ash.
Oh, you
Harrison.
get fucked in a deal, you Nico Harrison.
Yep.
So where are we going to now, guys? Are we on the air? Yes. What are we doing? Bing, bing, bong.
Going to
You want to do rivals?
yeah, let's do
So,
rivals.
So a few weeks ago, the NBA had this Rivals Week thing to
NBA
try to
Rival Week.
promote the middle of the season. I don't know.
Sure, they did this like last year, right? Too.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
did. I didn't really pay much attention, but can I read you guys the list
Let's get it.
of rival
Yeah.
games?
Listen to these rival
because
games.
I have opinions on most of them, and I don't think most of these are rivalries. But you guys know the history a little better.
Okay.
New York Knicks at Brooklyn Nets. That's a rivalry.
Yeah, it's a Subway.
It's a Subway series,
It's a
right?
Subway game.
It's not,
Subway game.
it's not a rivalry at
It's a
all.
Subway game.
But we are in the same city, yes.
Same city. Okay, so that's understandable. I think that's defensible.
Yeah.
Because it only
But
gets
even
worse.
when-
It only gets worse from here. By
You
the
know,
way,
Okay.
it wasn't a rivalry when they were the New Jersey Nets.
I think it could. Yeah, it wasn't.
No, we were never good at the same time,
I
so it
know.
never felt like a real rivalry.
That's the hard thing. Yeah.
Like they weren't good in the 90s,
I would
then we
say-
weren't good
I would say
when they were good.
Location in a big city is like kind of
Yeah.
just
It was-
automatic.
That is.
It
yeah,
did
I
feel
kinda
like a
agree
little
with
bit
that,
more of a
yeah.
rivalry when I was a kid, but now it hasn't felt like that since J.
problem
Kidd
is
left.
that the
Yeah.
Nets don't really have fans.
Yeah.
That's the thing, yeah.
And it's-
like saying Clippers, Lakers,
But
yeah.
I feel like the Clippers have more fans.
yeah, they
than
might
the
probably
Nets.
have more fans than Nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
especially here in the city. Like,
I mean, if
I
we
don't-
play
I
at
don't
Barclays, it's a
see-
home game.
yeah, it is.
But
Let's
there were
be real.
But there were more. Like when I went to see them play the Warriors, there were more Warriors fans in the crowd than Nets.
yeah, well, part of that is the Nets are really bad. So
Part
Yeah.
for sure. And then
And-
people
Sure.
came for the KD era and the Kyrie era
Yeah.
and all that. But then
And
they
it fizzled
stopped.
out,
They
yeah.
kind of stopped coming.
Yeah.
After that,
I still think location. Maybe it's not a rivalry yet.
maybe.
But
maybe
it-
they
it
haven't had the
should-
It
right
can rekindle that
level of
rivalry
talent
because
versus each other.
when they were both decent, it felt like somewhat.
But I will say,
maybe.
I've been to two Nets Knicks game. Knicks at Nets and Nets at Knicks, and people get excited. Like,
Yeah,
they
it's
treat
Knicks
it. They treat it
fans.
like it's.
Yeah.
I know, but it's also Nets
you
fans.
take some
though.
pride in putting them down and being like, you're not.
Yeah,
a-
you're like our shitty.
And
little,
I don't really buy the thing that one team has to win for it. For both teams have to win for it to necessarily be a rivalry. I think a common like sort of hate or
Well, not that they have to win, but like it's like usually when the Nets have been good, the Knicks have been really bad, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's been a weird little.
Right, like I guess
dance.
maybe there was one season
think-
where it felt like okay, both of them are in the playoff picture, but they were both weren't contenders that year either.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like
the recent year.
no, like in
Oh,
when I
okay,
was a
yeah.
kid.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
otherwise there's been no rivalry to me.
yeah. I just think location. If it's not yet, the location has to is
The
has to be
location
something,
argument is
yes.
definitely there.
And, okay, I'll say this. I think both of the players on both teams do get up for those games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there
Like
was.
I think the
a
players
different
bring a little
passion.
bit of an intensity
Yeah.
when they're playing. So it does feel like even this year when the Nets and Knicks in Barclays played a really close one.
Yeah.
and I was like, this is I can kind of feel a level of intensity that's a little.
That's what I'm talking
above.
about.
Was that the rivalry
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, because this wasn't.
I don't know if
MSG
it-
was. We saw them play once, and of course that's Knicks fans. You could write that off, but I saw them too at Barclays.
I do think there's a little pizzazz, and I do think to it, and I think it's because of the locations. I think I agree with everything that Danny said. I feel like there's no
let's move
story
on to
here.
the next team.
Okay,
There's
we
no
got it. All right.
storyline, but yeah, there's a little bit there because of location. But really, it's not enough
All right,
considering that we're right there.
Okay, then
there
tell
should
me what
be
you
more.
think of this.
Is
this
where
one.
is my thing.
Philadelphia Sixers at Denver Nuggets.
Zero rivalry.
There's no rivalry.
Is it the,
rivalry.
It's not a
is it the
rival.
Jokic
It's-
Embiid
it's-
one
it's the
MVP race?
thing. That's
And they
the
never
whole
play
a couple
each
years
other.
ago.
Yeah,
Not
I
a
said no
rivalry.
way.
No
I
rivalry.
guess they're MVP rivals. But
guess.
Embiid never plays when
No.
Jokic.
Yeah, he always
plays
ducks his
Jokic.
smoke.
Get this out of here.
Always
Also,
ducks
I
that
think the
Jokic
Nuggets did
smoke.
get smoked once in an MVP season, but
okay.
it's like,
but it's not
come
even
on.
a rivalry anymore
No.
because everyone agrees that Jokic is just clearly
Yeah,
better.
It's
because-
3-1. It's over. I'm sorry. Timberwolves at Mavericks.
What's the
what is
What's
that?
the rivalry? That
What's
T Wolves lost last season?
They didn't even play Yeah, they were both in the playoffs, but they didn't play. Oh no, they lost to the
They lost
Mavericks.
to the Mavs,
Okay, yeah,
In
that's
the
it.
conference
It's
finals.
one playoff series.
Not enough.
Unless they
Fair,
played
not
like
to-
a couple years
okay,
ago.
they did though. Okay, but I do think there is a thing with Mavericks and T Wolves there was a
They're
huge
both animal
argument.
names.
Okay, no.
But the ownerships thing, right?
The ownership thing, the GM thing,
I don't remember this.
in the mid 2000s, right? There was a big argument, KG or Dirk. They did play each other in, I don't know, it wasn't that many times, but in a playoff series. And I think that was a big argument. So I do think there is some chippiness on both sides.
I don't know. I always remember the conversation was KD Duncan and Dirk was like the third running mate. I don't remember that, but
I know, but
maybe
this
you
goes back
remember
to the
me
Mavs fans being like, being
sticking up for their
triumphant
guy,
about their guy.
which makes sense. To me,
Because
no.
Dirk's teams had way more success.
Okay, no for Danny.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm not
There.
like I don't think it's like a huge rivalry or
But that's an
anything like that.
interesting piece of history that I didn't know about.
I do think
Yeah.
that there.
That is
It
interesting.
feels like more like just Western Conference. Like there's some
They
buzz
did
with
one
those
team
teams, but
beat
I don't
the
think,
other last season.
But I don't think it's a rivalry. Like the
Yeah.
Mavs,
Yeah.
Mavs are rivals.
I don't think they're
Probably
looking at the T-Wolves
Houston,
and being like, oh.
Spurs, Lakers.
Yeah.
I just feel it's probably like I feel like it's biased toward recent years, and they're just like these are two
Yeah.
teams that have come up semi-recently in the West. The fans probably know their young stars. I don't know.
No, I'm
I'm
agree
out.
with no.
One playoff series, not enough.
Yeah, it's a no for me. Okay, then we had Warriors at Kings.
All right, go ahead, Charles.
Say your piece.
I'm in. I'm in.
Location and a playoff series.
Location,
That's two things in
playoff
their favor.
series.
It
for
was
rivals.
two playoff series, or it was
Yeah.
a playoff series and a play-in, right?
And I would
Last year?
Yeah,
I
maybe
would
the last
tell
year's
you
play-in too. Yeah,
that
yeah.
I think a Kings fan would say that they're the rival. They're our rivals.
We're rival teams. A Kings
Yeah.
fan would say, yeah.
I don't think both franchises were very good for a very long time, but
Yeah.
they're just the proximity.
Proximity argument.
Kings were the first team in the league.
Save it for trivia, man.
Yeah, I should.
I do think it's probably. I don't know. I think the problem is, the Kings just haven't been very good for a long period of time.
There's no comparison in terms of their accomplishments.
Okay, so
I don't know. I do think the proximity does sometimes trump, and this is just
That's probably
all right,
energy
so
over
it's
there.
still a no for me. But however, of all these examples, I think this is the
It's probably
closest.
the closest example so far.
The closest because
Okay.
they got the proximity like the Knicks one, and then they got the playoff thing like the T-Wolves Dallas one. So I'll give them. They have two arguments there.
Yep.
It's still a no for me.
Fair. All right. No for Danny. And a more enthusiastic assent from Chuck. Now, the next one. All right. Miami Heat at Milwaukee Bucks.
Now this
This is interesting. I think there are
if Jimmy
elements
was
of a
playing,
rivalry here.
there's elements of a rivalry,
But I don't think
here.
it really comes together.
But especially this season,
This season, it's not great.
it's a no for me.
Yeah.
it's
It's a no. I'm out. Maybe
yeah.
last year, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, sure.
Sure.
The Heat upset the Bucks a
It's,
couple times in the playoffs. The Bucks got their revenge.
It's a
that one
modern
year.
day rivalry. I
is-
do think it's
Yeah, they are
modern
like
day
Eastern Conference
It's one of
rivals.
those ones. I think I would say yes, it is, but I would say it's one of those ones that could definitely fall by the wayside. Like it's
Yeah.
not a secure rivalry.
Right.
It's
I'm
a
with
rivalry.
you.
That's
I'm
what I
with you
would
there.
say about like Kings Warriors. Like
We already moved
I
on
think
from those
It's a
teams.
modern day one, but it could fall by the wayside.
Okay, that's
Kinda like
valid. That's
kind of
valid.
like the
Kinda like all of
Nets
these.
and Knicks. Like I
All
feel
of
like
them.
yeah. All right, next.
All right.
But no, I thinking it over on that one, those teams have been some of the most consistent performers in the playoffs.
Yep.
The past
Yeah.
5-7 years. The
And
West
they've
is a little more
played some
unstable.
intense playoff
Very
matches against
intense
each
play-
other.
And then you have the Dame element
Yep.
as well. Don't forget. All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay, next one is really tough. I don't know if this is a rivalry. The Boston Celtics at the Los Angeles Lakers.
No,
No.
no,
No
It-
shot.
It
it's
definitely
not the
is.
A's
shot.
anymore.
All right, we're moving on.
It's a no for me.
It's a rivalry.
No, it's clearly a
No,
rivalry.
it's the only rivalry in the NBA.
We're probably
I think,
one of the
has.
only
Oh.
true rivalries.
The only
The
one.
only one, says D.
That's it. None of these else are rivals to me.
What about Celtics Heat?
Against the only.
Again.
No, yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, that's the one that I think we can all agree on. Now, this next one, Tell me if I'm missing something, but the New Orleans Pelicans at the Memphis Grizzlies.
The Pelicans don't have any rivals.
Is it the Ja? Is it Ja versus
I think
Zion?
it's the Ja versus
That was the
Zion.
plan.
What's
Bad
the
plan, guys.
marking behind it?
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
No.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Not
have
enough.
any intensity.
no,
Not enough,
there's no blood.
especially because
There's no
Zion's
blood to
barely
it.
played.
And the Pelicans are barely a franchise.
Yeah,
They were in
come
the
on.
playoffs last year.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
to me.
what
No, I
happened?
agree with you though. Yeah.
We
Okay,
forgot.
January 25th. This is the last couple games.
Which is hard because the Grizzlies make rivalries with everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
yeah, they're
For real.
They're
I mean, two animal teams.
Thunder Mavs is a
What?
rivalry. Thunder Mavs.
becoming one.
well, hold on. It might be
Not
on this
anymore.
list. No, it's not. Thunder
What else we
Mavs.
got?
You think Thunder Mavs is a rivalry?
Yeah, they played in the KD era.
Okay.
And they've both been really good for a while, have
Okay.
gone through playoff series together, and Mavs
Yeah.
knocked them out last year.
Yeah.
Somehow the Mavs have beaten them 3 games this year to 1. People are calling OKC's kryptonite, the Mavs.
Yeah, blue kryptonite.
Yeah.
I know the Mavs have completely changed, but
yeah, could fall by the wayside
I
now.
just think
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of vitriol between those two.
Luka probably likes beating
Yeah,
OKC.
well,
yeah, that would have been good, but it's not on here. It was not a game.
It's not a rivals
Why
game.
not? They have anyway. Okay. Nuggets T-Wolves. Did we? Yeah, I didn't say that one right.
No, T-Wolves got in
I
here
don't think
twice.
T-Wolves got in here twice,
I don't know.
and the Nuggets too.
How? They got
The
no
Nuggets have
rivals.
no rivals.
I would say this.
No,
it could be. I don't think it is.
It could be, yeah. It
could be.
Not enough
Yeah.
there.
Let's get
Needs
one
more-
playoff series
Needs-
Playoff series.
or 2. Yeah,
NMT needs more time.
Yeah.
they might have played a few, like in the Warriors year. They might have played a series. The T-Wolves and Nuggets. Is that possible?
Maybe.
With young Ant, Anyway, that might have
I don't
been the
remember.
Warriors, though. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, Celtics at Mavericks.
Not a rivalry.
Celtics and Mavericks? No, it was just last year's finals.
Just last year's finals. That's not a
Yeah.
rivalry.
Not a
That's
rivalry.
a rematch.
Is there a
not
Bucks Suns
rivalry?
rivalry? I don't think so.
A what?
Bucks Suns rivalry.
No.
No.
Come on.
Okay. And now the last one was Lakers Warriors.
More of
Which
a
is
rivalry
just-
than Lakers Clippers, I'll tell you what.
It's just Steph and LeBron, right?
Yeah, it's just Steph and LeBron.
Steph and or LeBron
Yeah.
and Warriors.
I don't think there's a lot historically with those two.
No.
But I see why 2 major cities in the
Yeah.
same state.
Yeah, that's always and just the biggest names in
It
basketball.
is,
Yeah.
and it's like it's SoCal versus NoCal.
Ooh.
So that is kind of a big thing.
Big.
Yeah,
SoCal
yeah, definitely.
v. NoCal.
That's a location based, but on a wider scale.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, what is a rivalry? What defines a rivalry for you? 3 words. Okay, one sentence.
What
I'll give you
defines a
sentence.
rivalry?
Yeah.
History. I was doing 3 words. I don't
3
know.
words. Do 3 words.
I
like
have
it.
no
Yeah.
clue what defines a rivalry, but you just can tell when you see it. You could just feel it.
I think history.
History's important.
Some vitriol.
Vitriol.
Yeah.
And possibly location.
Yeah, I was going to say history,
I'm out on
competitiveness, and maybe vitriol is better because it taught there's that feeling of you really hate those fans.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
really
I
hate
think
those
that
fans.
definitely needs to be there.
It's an element.
And I think sometimes it's probably one-sided.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Yeah, it can be.
because everyone in the West just kind of hates the Lakers, which is I don't understand why people just keep letting
now, like,
the Lakers.
Warriors.
All these big trades were all like West teams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's true.
Powell came from. Well, I don't know. Was Charlotte? Were they in the East? Was New Orleans in the East then? But like.
They were in the
These
West.
Western Conference teams keep giving the Lakers a break, and I can't understand why at all.
We're going back to that. No, yeah.
So I think it does take some of that, but yeah, and some of them are just historical.
Yeah. All right, what's better rivalries that could have been in this slate of games? Like you said, who you just say, Charles?
Heat Celtics.
Yeah.
Heat Celtics.
I mean, Sixers Celtics is a classic rivalry.
Sixers Knicks.
Celtics.
Does that count as anything?
Who
Pacers Pistons.
Oh,
Pacers, Pistons.
They haven't been good for a while, but come on.
Pacers, Knicks.
They're kind of on the same level right now.
Pacers, Knicks.
Pacers, Knicks.
Bulls, Knicks. All the Knicks rivalries are from the 90s. Are Knicks Hawks a rivalry?
Jazz Bulls.
It is a modern day rivalry.
This is a modern day
I think
rivalry.
They might be a rival.
Yeah, modern day rivalry.
Which
I'll
one?
give you that.
The Knicks and who?
Hawks.
Knicks Hawks.
Oh, that is you rolled the dice on our logo.
There's some vitriol
Who's
there.
R?
Who's rivals with the Celtics Pistons also has a lot of history
Yeah.
behind it.
Bulls,
really?
Pistons.
Bulls, Pistons. That's a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, for sure.
Jordan,
Bulls,
Zeke era.
Jazz.
What about Cleveland's a weird one.
Cleveland
Yeah, do
is
they
a
hate
weird- is it
Miami because of
Pistons?
LeBron?
Cleveland Pistons, maybe?
I
Maybe.
think, well, Cleveland Celtics has a long
Yeah.
history, like even going back to
Super old.
the not like Bird. The Cavs, I think, ended the Bird thing.
Yeah.
The, Bird Celtics.
Interesting.
And then you have
Cleveland
all the,
Celtics. Yeah,
all
that's
the
a decent
LeBron
one.
stuff, was a big thing for us. I mean, we, Celtics fans like to claim they sent LeBron to Miami, right? There was that big image
Yeah.
of him walking off the court.
Oh, yeah.
They sent his ass home. And now we have this year too, maybe. Cleveland Celtics.
Yep.
So I think they've been opposed a bunch. I don't know how much the LeBron stuff was a lot of vitriol, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean
Yeah.
I'm trying to think out.
I would love a Warriors Thunder, Warriors Rockets.
Warriors Thunder.
Big. That was big for a
That
while.
was big for a while.
Maybe I still feel like it's a rivalry. They've played in the play-in 2 years in a not the play-in day, but the Silver Cup 2 years in a row.
So I already forgot that.
Yeah.
We're
Jesus.
promoting it. The Adams Silver Cup, and we promote it enough. They'll let us name it the Silver Cup, and then it'll be the Silver Cup by Chuck Buck and B.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway,
But basically, my point is there's not any real rivalries in the NBA.
yeah,
Not enough, and there should be more.
it's not enough. Are we talking GNX tonight, or are we just going to scrap it?
Oh
for
yeah,
next
we're
time?
talking GNX. No, we're not scrapping that.
All
Anymore.
right, Chuck.
But
But it's
no-
not enough. What?
Wait. We're not
Fine.
done with that.
Okay,
we're
fine,
gonna do
go
our
ahead.
teams.
Oh, our teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Teams time.
All right. How you felt about the Kings?
They're kind of like a ghost to me right now because they don't
just traded
exist.
Fox.
As of like post trade, so I haven't seen them play. I don't know. They fired their coach. They fired Mike Brown, which was weird. Right after he was coach of the year, but I guess that happens in the
Yeah.
NBA. It's like they're a
Kings like
500
to fire
team.
coaches.
Are they going to be
Oh, yeah.
better than a 500 team?
It's weird because Mike Brown kind of stabilized the whole
Right.
joint, it felt like, and now
Right.
he's out. But I do kind of like having Doug Christie as the coach. Old classic Kings player, like Doug
Yeah.
Christie.
He
I
came
like
in
that.
and they kind of stabilized a little, and then
They're in it.
they're in it. Whatever. I hope to see them there. Their 3-point percentage has been really bad, 34%.
Yeah.
So hopefully Lavine will help
It's
out with
crazy
that.
because this used.
Oh, yeah, he's
it
been
used
in
to be.
buckets.
I know Fox was there, but like he's been there all year. This team was like one of the best offenses ever.
Yeah.
that one year.
But I always thought it felt like a fluke.
yeah,
It was a bit fluky now.
it's tough as we talked about earlier. Like I
Yeah.
don't know where the direction of the team is. I'm glad they got better. They've been better lately, but now the teams you got to work in all those parts. Luckily, they're kind of the Bullaptors, so they're a couple. DeRozan can play with Valanciunas, and
Oh,
DeRozan, he could play with Zach Lavine again. It's great. It's just a lovely.
So fun.
It's fun.
It's a motley crew they got out there. I'm not going to watch them as much anymore, though,
No.
because Fox is gone.
Yeah.
Three
Could
Jones,
be interesting, though.
You might see Colby Jones
Three
or
Jones.
Isaac
Keeping up
Cormier.
with the
They should get
Joneses.
Derek Jones and
They should be able to
Tobias
put
Jones.
They should be able to
Tobias
put
Jones.
all three Joneses on the court at one time.
They're
but
doing
it
a
only
5
counts
Jones
as-
lineup.
Yeah, but it only counts as
Oh.
one player.
But
That'd be huge.
then they could say,
extra
and they could say they're
players.
playing Jones defense.
Jones
They're getting
on
into a Joan. It's a
Oh,
box and
man.
one, and they have Jonas Valanciunas. They have 4. They have 4 Jones. Oh my God! Wow. All right.
They're in the 8th spot right now.
8th in
and
the West. 5-5 in their last 10. They just seem like a purely 500
pure
team.
playing team, right?
8th in offense, 19th in defense. Like the
Playing
defense
written
is
all
not going to
over
get
them.
better. And
Yeah.
that's-
Well,
where are you going to
well,
go?
Valanciunas-
Valanciunas playing double bigs, but also
Yeah.
Big
they will be
Rufus.
susceptible to some other kinds of damage, and their offense won't be as good. So it's not really a win.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe it would be better like a
although
90s
Sabonis
team.
is shooting a crazy percentage from 3 this year.
Sabonis is
He's been awesome.
He's been really good. Not an all-star. Can't believe it. Right? Not an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should.
That is disappointing. I don't
Could've
think
been.
they had any. Right? I don't think
Nope.
Fox was.
Nope.
So yeah, definitely deserved it. But it was a tough field.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Danny. What was your team?
My team was the Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
And
And
all of these last 3 teams played each other very recently.
Yep. And the Phoenix Suns, they. Listen, I'm just gonna be talking off vibes here, right?
Okay.
Not a very fun team to watch at times.
How many
with
Suns
these-
games
No.
did you watch, Danny?
I saw games, I tuned into like a bunch of them, so like
okay.
most of them.
Okay.
They went 6-4 in this span, and I just did the math. That was news to me. I thought they played way worse record wise in this span since I've been assigned them, and I was just like, really? They won that? They won like 4 of the first 5
I
games.
agree. Watching them, it feels like they're worse,
Yeah.
which is
Than they
crazy
are,
because
yeah.
they're
True.
not good.
They're not good, yeah. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say about
It's
these
probably
Suns
one
that
of the
haven't been
lowest
said.
on my would want to watch teams
Yeah,
list.
they really are, and it's a shame because they should be good. It should be fun to
They should
watch,
be
but
fun,
they're just
yeah.
not.
They just can't.
They made a trade for Nick Richards,
Yeah, because
Trey
they
Okogie in the
can't
span.
rebound,
Yeah, to get some rebounding.
Swaggy.
and they can't play defense. So that's the problem. It's like they're just getting constantly outshot. Like
Yeah.
the other team gets more shots than them in like every single game.
Yeah,
And it's just tough
It's
to
just
win
brutal.
like that.
it's just
Especially
brutal to root for, and I've been rooting for them in these games. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just no fun to watch. Now, so all these KD rumors. Is he going to be the next domino to fall? Where is he going?
well, he can't go to Golden State.
Yeah, he just
But-
had no desire.
But it makes sense because Beal's not going anywhere.
Tradable, yeah. He's got no trade
untradeable,
clause.
no trade clause, and so you can't trade Booker because he's young.
Yeah.
Or you could.
Oh, you could if you're Nico Harrison. It.
Yeah. And so KD's the only domino that can drop. And if this team is just gonna be this, then I don't know what you're
might
doing.
have to do some. Yeah, I don't know, but might have to do something.
Who was your favorite Sun to watch in this stretch?
KD.
Yeah.
and
He's
that's
still good. I still
he's
like watching him.
'Cause,
Okay,
'cause
second after
I
KD,
couldn't,
'cause
I couldn't follow. I didn't watch them enough to follow or like them enough to fall in love with a random role player. I still there still had guys out
They
there.
don't have
I
very
know.
many fun role
Yeah,
players.
they have no one fun there. There's not like a guy, and I'm like, ooh, this young guy was just dunking like crazy.
Yeah.
they didn't have any of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just my eyes were just glued to KD and Booker because that's
Again,
all they had.
They're 25th in defense, and they're only 13th in offense. And again, we said this last year. Like if this team wants to be dominant, they better be in the top, top 5 in
Yeah.
offense. Like that's how they got to win games. But you just, I don't know. It's honestly, it's hard to be like a horrific defensive team and then be an awesome defensive team. Like,
Yeah.
like you can
It's
be
a hard ask.
you can be in the there's teams that have our defenses in the middle and then they can have a top offense. But when your defense is just horrific, like it just makes it so much harder for your offense to function because now you're always in the half court, all more than other teams. So when you're put in that position, and then they just like to shoot mid-range jumpers, and I thought Bud was going to be the coach of the year, and it's just not. I don't think the team is fixable. I think that's the problem.
To answer your question, like, they have Mason Plumlee, whatever. I've seen him 100,000 times before.
I know.
I know.
It's probably Ryan Dunn, just
because he's new.
Just his new face, and he's a good defender, but it's like, even him, like, I didn't really fall in love with Ryan Dunn over the span.
I like watching Nurkic sometimes.
Well, they don't play him no more.
They didn't really play him in the span. I was actually excited to watch some Nurkic gameplay.
He's not on speaking terms with Coach Bud.
What is going on?
I know, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
They also have Royce O'Neal.
Another just
a guy. He's Royce O'Neal is like the most
who
average.
else? There was someone else I forgot they had, and I was like, oh yeah, they got this guy. Oh, Grayson Allen. I always forget about Grayson Allen. And then I see him, and I'm like, oh yeah, I fucking hate this guy.
I hate this guy. I know something about him.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that's my team. Who you got, Chuck?
Who you got, Chuck?
Okay. I had the Indiana Pacers.
Ooh. I forgot you had the Pacers.
Yeah. Who are 6-2 since our last pod.
Ooh, that bad.
They're 12th in offense and 8th in defense, which is surprising. This team was 9-14 on December 6th in the play-in. Now they're 28-21. It's a 19-7 stretch. They've run all the way to 4th in the Eastern Conference. Over that 19 stretch, they're 6th in offense and 4th in defense, which Andrew Nembhard was named East Defensive Player of the Month last. So I don't know what's going on. This team is suddenly a good defensive team. Siakam, when he's on the court, Indiana's defense is a net negative 13.3 points per possession better. It's in the 100th percentile. Wow. So this team has totally stabilized.
Yeah,
and
totally
I think
turned it around.
My main goal is that they look like they are a finer version of the team they were last year. They're back into form, which I think is a scary team to play in the playoffs because they run like hell, they look like the team that was in the East playoffs last year, and maybe even just a little bit better. And I think this just shows like proof of concept. Like this, what they do works on both ends. Because even though they were horrible defensively last year, I felt like in the playoffs they could ramp it up and find, get a little scrappy here and there, and they could find some. They still have weaknesses on the defensive end, but they could find some solutions to problems. Like I think they were a better defensive team last year than they showed in the regular season. Not to say they don't have weakness. This is not a perfect defense at all. They got Nesmith back, who's been really awesome since the middle of January. And Matherin's had a good season. So I think this team is it's kind of a little bit better than on the track we all thought they would. To be 4th, that's I like that slot for them, and I the way that they've been playing, unless they suffer some kind of injury, like I don't think they're going to be in that play-in. I think they're going to be the 4 or 5, and I would bet on them to outlast Milwaukee for that 4 seed.
Ooh,
I would.
Big rivals.
That's a rivalry.
I think part of it that's happened here, Halliburton has been just more consistent of late.
Right.
He still just has these bewildering games.
Yeah.
Like last night on the Blazers, against the Blazers, he took 3 shots and scored 0 points last night. It flashed across the screen. I was like, nah. No way. And it took me till today to be like, wait, did he really score 0 points last night? It's not like he played less minutes too. He played his normal minutes.
He just said, nope, not going to score tonight.
He scored 4 points against OKC on 6 shots in December, 2 points against Cleveland in mid-January.
What's the average?
He's, I don't know what he's at exactly.
But he's somewhere in the 20s, right?
I think 20s or high teens.
19.
19 sounds about right. But this just cannot happen. Like, you cannot have your best player do this. He's got 10 games under 10 points this year. That's way too many already.
He's averaging like 17.9.
Yeah.
34 minutes.
Let's see here. Yeah, 17.9, 8.5 assists. So, I don't know. I think, when he plays like a superstar, and
they're great.
They're great.
Yeah.
Can we get it all the time? Like, I think that's my big question going forward. But other than that, I'm proud of them during this stretch. I know they got kind of manhandled by the Blazers last night, but back to back on a road trip out west.
Yeah.
Blazers on a roll. Like,
well, that leads us to our next team.
It does. But
Joint.
One last.
Yeah, go on last time.
So my big takeaway is I think this team and the team from last year is the real deal. Like, they are who they showed themselves.
They're in the mix.
Yeah, they're in the mix. Obviously, I doubt they return to East Finals again this year, but you never know.
Yeah.
What if they give Cleveland some trouble? Like, if they end up in the 4 and they give Cleveland some trouble at 1, who the fuck knows? Knicks or Celtics could have a home Eastern Conference Finals. So
yeah, I'm with you.
But
anything can happen.
I'd watch out for. I don't want to. Like, I would much rather them be on the other side of the bracket. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
they give the Celtics fits. So yeah.
All right. You mentioned the Blazers. Let's move on to the funner team we were all assigned.
Yeah. And who would have ever guessed?
Who would have ever guessed the Portland Trail Blazers? Rip City, baby.
Honestly, this is my favorite team watch of this entire process.
Me too. Blazers going on an absolute tear during this span since our last pod.
Total tear. Hottest team in the league.
They're 9-3 since our last pod.
Yeah,
they're 9-1 in their last 10.
Insane.
Love that for them.
They're only 4 games back of a play-in spot.
Insane. They completely turned it around.
And
it's been great.
Yeah. It's kind of a good cast of characters they have.
I'm actually super impressed, and I want to give a shout out to Chauncey Billups, because there is some weird things with this team.
Chauncey.
Like, they have 3 playable bigs, but they don't really play up. Like, and the other night, like, Ayton starts sometimes, but the other night, like, Rob Williams was starting, and Ayton was started the second half, and Ayton came off the bench.
Yeah.
And then you got, like, Simons. So you got those 3 bigs. You got Simons and Scoot.
Yeah.
Like, what are they? And then you've got Avdia and what's his name?
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp and what's his name? The starter. I always forget this guy. He's been in the league forever.
What is this
Wait,
guy's
what?
name? Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. So, like, there's some
weird cast of characters,
and there's some build up and overlap with all those guys, and there's younger guys and older guys, and I just feel like it would be really easy for this team to be like a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
But this team plays like a real basketball team.
Yeah.
Like, they move the ball.
Yeah.
They find mismatches. I kind of felt like Billups was going to be a little bit of a goner of a coach, but I just think this team, and they're on the sidelines, like, really jazzed up, cheering each other on. Like, even Ayton's, like, he was so happy in his post-game conference after beating the Suns. Like, and Scoot's out there, like, cheering for Simons when waving towels and shit.
Yeah.
I just think the vibes are immaculate.
Great vibes.
Vibes are immaculate.
Great vibes. The complete opposite of most of the teams we've watched so far.
Definitely, yeah. Did you guys see the Bucks game they played? That was really fun. Anthony going at Dame, who was his mentor and stuff. He was scoring jumpers over him. It was real. It was intense. And they beat the Bucks twice in January, by the way.
They beat the Suns twice in a row.
Baby.
Yeah. Great
stuff.
Totally agree. Very fun to watch. Very impressed with these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's been, which is interesting for, like, a young team, that it's the defense. They're 3rd in defensive rating since our last pod. And over the last 10 games, they're the number 1 defense in the entire league.
Insane.
So, which I think actually makes
a lot of sense
with their roster. Like, they have
bigs and the wings.
3 good defensive bigs. Kumara and Avdia are huge on the wing line.
Yeah.
So they kind of have that back protection
Yeah.
when like Scoot and Anthony Simons and Shaden Sharp are like just not, they're just not
Not
keeping
there.
anyone really in front of them. But that's that's kind of how you build a smart roster. Like, so I loved Avdia. Like the guy he's
he's
plays
great.
super. He's
plays
feisty out
really
there.
hard,
He'll
yeah.
get into people.
Oh yeah,
And-
He'll
I
get some
love
nice,
Avdia.
nice
Kamara.
moves by
Yeah.
the hoop too. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, smooth with Avida.
Very fun team.
Smooth.
Yeah, those guys.
No, yeah, super fun. Any last words on the Rip City, baby?
Yeah.
Gonna miss them. Gonna miss this team.
Where do you think this team? I mean, they can't keep this up.
Where do you think
You
they're
think
gonna
they're
end
gonna
up?
break it down and
Yeah,
ship out the parts?
Is there any chance they fall? Like, could they go? What are they right now? They are 22 and 29. Could they finish the season like just under 500?
I mean, maybe.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be hard to keep up the vibes.
It's possible. Yeah, I don't see them keeping up the.
Or maybe this is the emergence of a star in Simons or
Maybe,
But yeah, I'm skeptical for sure. 'cause
yeah.
they're-
I'm skeptical of Simon. Okay, we got to talk about Scoot though, because
Oh,
this guy
Scoot,
was
too, yeah.
what, the third pick. He was the third pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Miller was.
And I was like, I don't like them taking Brandon Miller. I think they should have taken Scoot.
yeah, you guys were both big on Scoot.
But I
recall.
definitely like Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
better
I
now.
said it too.
No, yeah.
You were right, Ben.
Thank you.
You were right.
You were right.
Thank you.
But Scoot is a lot better this year. You can't leave him open anymore. He kind of will nail open shots.
He's hitting jumpers. Yeah.
He cut down on his turnovers too.
Yeah.
And I like the way he runs the team. Like I feel like when he comes in, he's a much better organizer, and he does some point guard things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think though his athleticism he's just not athletic. Like his athletic prowess isn't great enough for how small he is.
Yeah.
That like I don't think he's got star in him. I think he could be a very serviceable, good rotation guy. I think that's kind of his
Yeah.
ceiling, just because of
I'm with you.
his size and athleticism.
No, yeah, I agree. And
So-
it didn't look like that last year, though. So that's
it looked horrible
better than nothing.
last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes guards a while, so who knows? But
Who knows?
he just feels a little small, and you just don't see like the burst and the quickness. Say like even just like somebody like Trae Young, Scoot doesn't have that. It doesn't seem like he has that one sort of magical skill. Like Trae Young can get into this floater, and he's got really good vision on
Yeah.
the court. Scoot has some vision. He has some organization skills, but he doesn't do anything on like any elite level. And when you're a small guard, you gotta be able to do one of
You
those
gotta
things.
just work for it. You just got.
Yeah.
You're like a little company man.
Oh, yeah. All right, well.
One more Blazers question. Could they be a playoff team if they were in the East?
Oh, no.
I don't think so either.
You almost had me jumping out the window for a second.
No.
Get that wheel
I'm gonna
ready,
Say
Ben.
no.
Yeah, you gotta
the
get
wheel.
that
The wheel's
wheel
ready.
ready.
The wheel's prepared.
right.
I can't delete teams from it, so if we get a
Yeah,
duplicate, we're just gonna
do
have
it
to
over.
deal with it.
Check the cutoff.
All right, you ready? Here we
Yep.
go for our next teams.
Wait, who?
Every pod, we select new teams to watch individually
Yeah.
and as a group.
Yep.
Who's going first?
going first?
Where did this game of Snake end up?
I don't know.
I always forgot.
I feel like Chuck got the Pacers last
Yeah,
time.
so Chuck will go first.
So Chuck will go first. All right.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Spin
go.
the wheel. Whoa, where will it land?
No whammies, no whammies.
The Lakers.
I've been calling
Right
Lakers.
after the Dončić trade. Fuck. Of course, he gets.
Of course.
I knew I
Yes,
was going to get
Lakers.
the Lakers.
All right.
Ridiculous.
Unbelievable. We're eliminating the Lakers, ladies and gents. It's a perfect time for it, though. So.
I know. I just
Perfect
said, I
time,
texted
man.
the group
Yep.
chat. I was like, good thing no one got
Yeah.
the Lakers or Mavs.
Yep.
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 Maybe
you
you'll
did.
get the Mavs, Danny.
I wouldn't
That
be
would be
surprised.
and Ben,
crazy.
how do you feel about the Mavs now? Do you like them?
It was never an issue with the Mavs per se.
It was more
It was
Luka?
more Luka that I didn't like.
And
But-
Luka.
but- and look now, like I know I've been a hater, and I do feel for those Mavs fans though. Like that
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
happen
Yeah.
to anybody.
I kind of hate the Mavs now. And I'm not going to hate. Yeah.
You- I want to. I kind of want them to lose a little bit. I do feel
I want
towards the
them-
ownership for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just I feel for the fans though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong there.
For sure.
All right, who's
Okay,
All right.
so Danny
Do
will
me
be next.
next. Do
All
me
right.
next.
All right, we're spinning the wheel.
Oh,
Here we go.
The LA Clippers.
It's
It's the
all
Battle of LA.
No
Rivals?
shots.
Question mark.
Nope.
Okay, I bet I'm gonna get the
You
Rockets.
see the Luka sitting at the end of the bench?
Yeah,
Looks
I was watching that
It
game.
looks like he was one person at the party type.
He was high fiving Dorian Finney-Smith. Totally looked like
he's like, oh, he invited me, so I'm sticking by him.
yeah, I'm
So
just chilling
gonna
here.
chill out.
Yeah, that's so true. That's very
man.
apt. Okay.
All right, who you getting, Ben?
All right, I think I'm getting the Rockets. Let's see.
No
That's my
shot.
prediction.
You're not getting them.
The Cleveland
Cavaliers.
Okay, we got some
Hey.
cream of the crop
Cream
this
of the
time
crop.
around. Much better than our previous.
Oh yeah,
wins.
previous. wins
Although
were horrible.
don't that Blazers experience was
No, that was
great.
That was top
great.
notch.
That was top-notch.
Unexpectedly
This is
so.
the best 10-game stretch the Blazers will play all year.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably
For sure.
Now we look away.
Yeah.
Joint.
Here's for the joint,
Joint.
ladies and gentlemen.
For the joint. Oh, the whammies, the whammies, the whammies.
Washington Wizards. Hey,
We
hey.
deserve that.
We do deserve that.
They
We do
just got
deserve
my
that.
guy.
They got your
I
guy.
got my guy.
Oh my God.
CD. They just got CD.
CD Satoka.
CD
Okay.
Sissoko. So just I'm gonna watch my CD. I guess that's it.
You're gonna listen to your
Well,
CD.
maybe they go on the Blazers
listen to
esque
it.
run
I don't have a
after
CD
all
player.
these trades.
Maybe we're a good luck charm for these
Wizards
bad
Blazers
teams.
Yeah.
run.
Hey,
Yeah,
they
I
had
like that.
won 2 games in a row. That's
Something.
That is something. They might
Something.
be hitting a spark. So and they got rid of the worst player in the league. So that's good.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
Fortunately, they have one of the other worst players in the league.
To make up for it. Oh my God. Okay, they beat the Nets.
all right,
and
exciting stuff.
Exciting stuff.
Wizards is the joint.
Tune in next time to hear us talk about the Wizards, our joint.
Lakers, more Lakers talk. More Clippers talk.
Cleveland.
More Cavs talk.
At this, the Lakers and the Clippers might be in different places by the next time we pod.
What?
They might move.
Clippers
to
gonna
New
get
York.
KD.
I walked by Ebbets Field today. Beep. So you
What?
can dox I can censor my doxing.
I
It's the
don't
old
know what
Dodgers
that is.
Stadium,
Oh,
but it's now just a bunch of buildings.
I fuck with that.
All right. Oh wait, are we talking GNX or not?
Yeah, you want to do Super Bowl picks first, real quick, or go straight to GNX?
Should we finish with our Super Bowl picks?
I have an announcement.
Announcement.
Pete Alonso is going back to the Mets.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, let's get to the Super Bowl.
I can't even do that recap of who won yet because Bregman still hasn't signed yet. These guys are taking forever.
All right, are we doing Super Bowl picks?
Yeah, or you want to do GNX
Let's
first?
do Super Bowl picks first.
Let's get the sports out of the way. All right, who you got? I got Chiefs winning. I'm rooting for the Eagles, but I got the Chiefs winning again, 27-21.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll go.
You guys don't have to do the scores if you want.
I'm
to.
gonna do
I
the
just did.
score.
We can do a
I just
score.
did it for
but I
fun.
might change mine on the actual
Yeah, on
day.
Super Bowl day.
Yeah, I might do that too. I might do that too.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Eagles just to be different,
Ooh,
and I'm gonna say,
I'm rooting for them.
I'm gonna say,
Say your brotherly love.
35-29.
Whoa. Yeah, I just think if the game is anywhere close, I don't think the Eagles have a chance.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm taking the Chiefs,
Oh.
Yeah.
and I will go by a score of 28-17.
Whoa.
I think they feel the moment and they're just gonna grab it. And I'll be rooting for the Eagles too, but
Yeah.
I just think I don't have confidence in the quarterback, and I just feel like the Chiefs will be able to scheme up something.
Yep. Plus they got those refs on their side, paid actors. For sure, for sure. All right, there you go.
Shout out to Scott
Well,
Foster and the bodyboard.
Speaking of the Super Bowl,
No Super Bowl without a halftime show.
who's performing the halftime?
I don't know.
Mustard! All right, quick GNX review. We've teased it for like 6 episodes straight.
Yeah.
Charles finally heard the album. What do you think, Charles?
What do I think?
The floor is yours.
Okay, so my first 2 thoughts about Kendrick are these 2 things. 1, he's a silly motherfucker. He's a silly dude.
Okay.
1, and that's 1, and then 2, this guy must talk to himself all the time. Like when I just listen to it, there's so many like call and response stuff like all everywhere in there, and then just some of the rhythms, it sounds like he's just talking to himself, like
just vocal stems.
Like I came to this conclusion when I was listening to Peekaboo. I was like, this guy just like, when people aren't around, he talks to himself a lot.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Which I'm not, I talk to myself. Everyone talks to themselves, so I don't think it's weird. But it feels like he does a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that this was a really fun listen to. I enjoyed all the different kind of, there's some synths all over the place. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of real slow jams on this album for sure that are a nice catch. Yeah, Gloria and Heart Part 6, and of course Luther. Yeah, there. Luther. Those are all, melodic slow jams. So I liked all that. I like what is it? Yeah, the end of the TV off is great. I love those little horn synthy things that he just tosses in at the end. It makes it so
going
epic,
Super Saiyan.
So epic.
Yeah.
You said you were gonna predict which songs were the hits from this album.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. So I'll go. Okay. So I have a couple. These are just. I mean, I think at some points all of them could be kind of, in a way. Also, because it's just Kendrick, people will just listen to all of them a bunch. But I think Luther has to be one. Yeah.
Probably the biggest hit from this so
far. Dodger Blue.
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No.
I just figured because of the name, there's some catchy synth in there.
It's almost a little too on the nose.
Okay.
But I don't hate that one. I liked it fine.
I'm trying to
It's one of the less memorable tracks for me.
Dodger Blue is my least favorite track here.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you why in a few, but finish this.
I don't think you need to tell us.
No, I'll tell you why.
Don't tell us why.
No, it's not because of the Dodgers.
Oh, man.
Okay.
No, why? Yeah.
I was going to go with Heart Part 6, but I don't think the name is very conducive to a hit.
Do you know what those songs are?
What's up?
No, let's finish this exercise.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So, there's one more in here. Okay. How about is TV off a hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Those are
your guesses?
3. Yeah.
Those are good. Those
guesses.
are great guesses.
Good guesses for sure.
What would you consider the other hits on this? Squabble Up.
Oh yeah. Squabble Up.
Peekaboo maybe.
Peekaboo. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's on the end? Gloria? Yeah, no. Also, what's that? The one that's sort of creeping, like the third track or so. Not Dodger Blue, like after.
Reincarnated?
No, to the one Tyler did a video.
That one has a lot of Eminem in it.
Hey Now.
Reincarnated is based on a Tupac song.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like Eminem. Donna said the same thing.
Yeah.
Hey Now, Say Now.
Hey Now, yeah,
I think
right.
that's a little bit of a hit.
Yeah.
I love that one. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hey Now, Say Now. That's the only one.
Okay.
I also hear
Fair
a lot of
enough.
50 Cent in here.
Really?
Yeah. Just a lot of the way that he uses synths, especially on
I could see it.
Yeah, I feel like the beginning of TV Off.
Yeah.
There's like those kind of like pound synths, quick pound synths that are going in there.
Yeah. Turn that TV off. Well, it's like
off.
it's a very West Coast G-funk sound.
Yeah, there's like a mix of like 80s and Motown all kind of
Yeah,
throughout
Sure,
it.
soul
So,
samples. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'm a
Luther
squabble
sample.
up. That one was probably
Love
my
Squabble.
favorite.
That's your
That's the
favorite?
one I was like, oh, this guy's like a silly motherfucker.
He is silly.
It's
He's been-
ridiculous.
It's
he
so
has been
funny.
silly.
That's
Kinda
Wait,
weird.
time out. It's really funny that you think he's a silly person because his whole career he's been considered this super serious rapper.
But
who
I
always
don't-
has.
But go on.
Am I wrong?
No, it's an interesting dichotomy. I never thought of Kendrick as silly, but
Yeah.
on the other hand, I completely.
But now, in this
do-
point of his career and all these little silly moments
Yeah.
on this album, yeah, I could see why I agree.
No, but even
he's definitely a little
even
silly.
before this, maybe not on Money, like Good Kid.
He's had silly moments, but
Yeah.
he's never been like
It's a new phase.
silly.
It's a new
you know?
phase for sure. It's like
So
post.
it's really funny. and
I think
interesting.
"Damn" was when we saw the silly side of Kendrick, but there have
Yeah.
always been people who say that
There's always
Kendrick
been
is really
some
funny.
bits. Oh yeah, he is
And
funny
he is
and
really
he is
funny.
silly.
And
But
he is silly.
But all his, like in the beginning of his career, all his songs were so serious at times, while having some silly
No,
moments
he
here
is.
and there.
He is considered this really. Talks about real life. Talks
Yeah.
about killing,
Yeah.
and like
conscious rapper,
very
and
conscious rapper.
spirituality,
he
and
was kind of
Yeah.
kooky and quirky.
yeah, he's
throughout
very
this one.
quirky on this one for
Yeah,
sure.
but "Blow My High," like that's a silly song. Kind of
Yeah,
a silly song.
yeah.
not making
but Keisha's
doesn't make
songs
mis-
on that was the big song from that album, not "Blow My High."
Well, I know.
You see
I
what
know.
I mean?
Yeah,
But-
no, it's an interesting contradiction.
Yeah, but no, that was interesting. But yeah, all right, what you got?
I was gonna say also, just what was I gonna say? My gosh, yeah, I don't know. Like most of the like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay, no big deal.
So, did you hear? You heard "Not Like Us"?
No, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is it's hard for me just listening to this to imagine this guy getting into a rap battle with Drake.
Wow.
Having never listened to anything else,
Really?
we should have prefaced that
Yeah.
with
No,
this.
yeah.
This is the only Kendrick I've
the only
ever,
thing you've consumed.
I mean, I've heard like people have played snippets.
Yeah, we
and you
played Not
can't-
Like Us in
yeah,
front of
it's
you,
around, but I don't.
You haven't, like,
couldn't-
paid attention
I
to
could
it,
not
really.
tell you what that song sounds like or at all, or
yeah,
you
what
know,
you saying.
I wouldn't. I might recognize
You
it.
weren't
but,
like inspired. Like your curiosity wasn't ignited to hear what a diss towards Drake sounded like.
no, because I don't really care.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
I like to
fair.
hear that Drake because I hear that he's kind of a shitty dude and he's weird, like kind of creepy.
Shout out Drake, by the way.
That that someone was dissing him and getting on him. I liked that, but
My
I
name
didn't.
is Drake.
No, I didn't ever feel any pull because I just don't have
You're not-
pull
you're
in
not
this
invested.
modern. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. Like I thought this was really fun and nice. Like, but I don't know when I'm like gonna run to go listen to this again. You know what I mean?
Wow. What
Fair-
about
that's
when
fair.
you're out, shooting hoops or something?
Maybe, but I like I don't know. I like listening to my music when
Yeah.
I'm not there.
Oh,
Fair
well,
enough.
Yeah, of course. But this could be your music.
Could be for you.
That could be, but I'm not vibing
Oh
with it
yeah,
that
no,
way.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
You know?
totally understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable.
But that's just because my
No,
my
it-
genres like are just not
It just
It's not
takes a
this
while. Like
genre of music.
I when you don't have it built a personal connection for me, and I'm sure for Danny too, has built up with Kendrick over the years.
Yeah.
Also, you guys are just in the game. Like you guys are connected to the game.
Yeah.
We're in the
for,
game. Yeah.
For all this time, like, and I just don't have like because when you are sort of culturally invested into a genre, you will you go out of your way to go listen to these things.
Yeah,
it's true.
And I'm just not culturally invested
into the genre.
Into the genre.
Yeah.
No, and that's valid.
Totally valid.
That's valid.
But
It
this was one
interesting.
of the more fun, I guess more recent things that I've, I haven't listened to much at all, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all the tones. I thought it had an air of dirtiness to it. So like,
Yeah.
unlike
Dirty
that
enough for
Frank
you?
Ocean guy.
Oh,
yeah.
get him out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah, I
It
told
was
Ben
totally dirty
that was
enough.
a bad pick for you. Bad
It
pick.
is. I knew it was a bad pick for me.
I was like, first, Charles wants to get into rap, and you suggest Frank Ocean's
No,
Channel
I
Orange.
understand it.
That
That
still
was
kind of
different.
pisses me off to this day. That's one of your
One
first
more
I
suggestions.
didn't even remember
One more
that was
strike.
that was the scenario. Wow.
That was the scenario.
All right. So what's Charles's next rap album then?
We're gonna think of one for sure.
Think of
but
one.
what do you think about GNX? Get all your takes out there quickly. What's your least favorite and your favorite? You say Hey Now's your favorite?
Hey Now's probably my favorite. Yeah, I just love when the singing part comes in.
I'm not a big fan. I didn't like that one as much.
It took a few listens for me, but that one part started getting stuck in my head.
that
And
part.
I kept going back and revisiting, and I
enough.
was like, I love the song structure. I love how it starts out quiet and sounds like a Yin Yang Twin song.
Yeah.
And I'm all up in my yin. Face
I'm all
booty,
in my
get my
yin.
peace from within. What is he talking about? I don't know. Okay, when you talk about Kendrick being silly with like the ad libs and the vocal stuff, I think that's been a really interesting trajectory for me to follow of Kendrick's career, because J-Rock and Lil Baby Keem have been doing this shit. I'm not lyrical, It's like they're coloring songs with sounds and words in a way that's kind of like jazz improvisation, say, or like just sort of freestyling.
Yeah, like isms.
And that's the criticism of mumble rap, is that it doesn't sound like anything and there's no words. But I think this is taking language and they're using their voices as an instrument. Lil Wayne did the same thing.
Yeah.
Old Dirty Bastard did the same thing. You don't have to call it singing, because it's not really singing. It is like bing bang boom bop boom bop bop. But that has like that has
Yeah, I
love
pitch
that.
and rhythm.
Bing,
and
bang, boom, bang, 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 bang.
it's so just fun to say. Like,
it's
Ray was
fun.
talking about the other night, talking about how what they talk about. They talk about nothing. What they talk about. They talk about nothing. And I love how Kendrick kind of has transcended the level to sort of be like, just like, I'm just going to play with language and sound. Now, I think all these artists lose something once they've come up and they're kind of considered a legend. Like, we're never going to get another good Kid Mad City is what I'm saying. There's a difference.
Yeah, maybe.
We're going to get this. It's kind
We'll
of
never
clean.
get that next Coconut Records album.
Next Coconut Records album. Oh, I mean, Kendrick's had a banner year. Like,
kidding.
this is easily one of my top 3 Kendrick albums, and it's different. It doesn't
Really?
mean it's necessarily worse. I think so. I think it is. I mean,
I don't feel.
you don't feel like
strongly,
you're going to put it up.
this
I mean,
song.
he does have an amazing discography. Maybe it's 4, but
Yeah.
right now, I kind of.
I don't know.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say
I'll
that.
put it over Mr. Morale. That's as far as I'll go.
I'll put it
I
over
think.
Mr. Morale.
I don't
Yeah.
even, but no.
Is he still in his? It sounds like
he's
to me
never
he's still in
declined.
his Midas touch.
He's never
phase.
declined.
No,
yeah.
yeah, shooting star.
It's just
never
like-
declined.
Yeah, but
You just-
the thing. Okay, well, the thing is though, this year is about Drake for Kendrick.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, GNX is amazing, and he Squabble Up, great.
Yeah, how these West Coast rappers. we
West Coast
never heard
rappers.
of
It would
on there.
not have this impact.
if there wasn't
There wasn't that beef.
that
man.
beef. No, yeah.
Yeah.
And Chuck? What if I told you he's dissing Drake on this album multiple times?
I would believe it. I wouldn't know where, but I would. I was like, I
And this-
was
and this
thinking to
goes-
myself, where are the Drake disses?
Where's the Drake
But I'm
disses?
like,
have
I'm
to find
just
them,
not
really.
getting them.
No.
I'm just not
Yeah.
getting
They're
them. Like
cryptic.
I'm not
They're
in there.
vague.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're
cryptic
vague.
shit in
And you could say this about like any Kendrick album post a certain era. But
So
You say someone
how
whacked
many
out my mirror.
how many elite albums does Kendrick have?
How many elite? Well,
4,
he hasn't had a
5.
bad project.
yeah, well, maybe like a really early mixtape.
Yeah,
Pussy
well,
and
don't count
Control.
those. Yeah, those are trash.
No, for sure.
That's early stuff.
But yeah, Section 80, good kid.
Because it's like I've always
T-Pad.
been like when I feel like an artist has hit four elite albums, it's almost
Yeah, he
like that's
passed that.
platinum. Like you're just
Yeah.
you're
The-
in the clouds.
There's
Yeah, he's
four.
past that.
There's 4 that are very much solid. That they're just like stone cold to me. And this and Mr. Morale are the 2 that are edge cases.
Yeah,
So it's
Sure,
4
yeah.
4 for sure, and like 2
most recent ones are edge cases.
2 edge cases for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, we're still crazy like cultural moments in the world stopped when
huge
it came
impact.
out.
World stopped. Like, not many artists can do that these
Yeah.
days.
And then the Drake beef.
You know, it's Drake, Beyonce, I guess Jay-Z, maybe
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
Taylor
for sure.
Swift.
Absolutely. Not in that world. I would. I could listen to a Taylor Swift album, but
I wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, not really for us.
Yeah. Do you think he'll bring her out at the Super Bowl?
Oh my
That would
God.
be nuts. No,
No.
she gets her own show.
No.
All right, let's see. Any last?
What do you have to say about this album? Danny? You must have some thoughts.
Let's see. I don't know. Probably TV Off's one of my favorites, just because it's one of the ones I quote the most. My least favorite is Dodger Blue because And it's not even that Dodger Blues like a bad song to me. It's fine. It's probably the worst of the best for me. They're all pretty solid songs in my eyes. But on first listen, when I do listen to the album from start to finish, it's TV Off, then Dodger Blue, then Peekaboo. I just don't like the low. I'm so bored by the time
You're just
we're
waiting
halfway
for
through.
Peekaboo to come.
I'm just like, why is the song in between sandwiched between these two? Like,
It is a weird vibe
anthem-y
shift, yeah.
songs. Yeah, I don't like the vibe shift.
But remember, that could end up being your feel of this album.
Feel it could be. Was it Feel?
It was feel that you didn't. Well, maybe I didn't like it for a while.
No, that was a you thing. This
but
wasn't
you
a me
said
thing.
you said after a while you came around and you got really into feel. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean I always liked Feel. It was,
Not that you
I think it
didn't
was
like
Yeah was one of the ones that I liked after the fact.
Yeah.
Way more than I thought I would. Anyways, but no, I don't think so. Dodger Blue, there's no shot. It's that one. There's no shot.
No.
I like Dodger Blue.
And I still kind of, it's fine. I liked it. It's just kind of boring compared to the rest of the songs for me.
How does that one go?
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's the one with like the,
I know I don't hate it.
no, I'm thinking of the Hard Part 6. I don't know how it goes. But yeah, I love the Hard Part 6. The Hard Part 6 was like this fucking full circle moment for his whole career and his fans.
Yeah, so he
following.
puts out these songs, the hard part, whatever, before
Usually to promote
an
his-
album drops.
yeah.
Usually, that's how he signals that an album is coming.
That's his bat signal.
That's a silly motherfucker.
He's
I'm telling
silly.
you.
He's ridiculous. He's cryptic.
He did last time. He had his face changed into 5 different
To
people.
Kobe and OJ.
Kobe and Jussie Smollett.
Bro, what if he brings out Jussie Smollett for the Super Bowl?
No. Oh man,
No shot. But yeah,
and so Drake dropped a song called "Heart Part."
Yeah,
6
during their back and
during
forth.
the beef,
And
to
this
try
was
to
him reclaiming.
control, and Kendrick had to reclaim it.
Wow.
But on
and he
this
was
one,
just
he's
rapping about his friends.
He's rapping about his friends,
That
about his
came
come up, and yeah.
Yeah. Full circle, TD moment. But yeah, love that. Loved
I
Reincarnated.
love the sound of this album.
I liked
love
Wacko
Reincarnated.
Murals.
Yeah, Wacko
Yeah.
Murals is good. Gloria, kind of corny, but I still kind of like it.
Gloria. Yeah, there's a lot of like Reincarnated.
It's a
Gloria
nice little
pretty
breakdown
corny.
at the end
But yeah.
for an end of an album.
Yeah, what do you think
song.
about that? His the bad
bitch was
bitch is
my
his pen.
I like it. I like all of his kooky, weird
So
shit.
ridiculous.
Like talking to himself. It's great.
Yeah,
like
I do love
it keeps.
it, though.
It's very entertaining. I like.
Yeah.
You know. So
You should listen to T-Pab.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Or
no, yeah, you should listen to probably all his projects. I think, or maybe not all of them, but
yeah,
most of
no,
them.
I mean, of course, but you know,
I think that should
We'll
be
see.
one of your
It'll
next
take some
hip hop
time.
albums. But if you want to just do a new artist, we should do that too. That could be fun.
no,
as well.
yeah, we're not going to sign another Kendrick.
No,
album.
yeah,
It's too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
Too much.
A whole lot of red.
I don't
I'll
like
watch
that
the
one.
halftime show.
Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of the halftime show, I might cry during this halftime show. This might be big.
You gotta have that party, Ben.
I almost cried last
I hope
halftime. he
as long as
performed.
everyone in my household is healthy, we can have the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited. This guy says that
I
coming.
might shed a tear.
I might cry. I
It
almost
was really
cried last
emotional
time.
when we were at Barclays for the Mr. Morale.
Oh,
tour.
yeah?
Remember we gave him that standing O, and
Yeah,
he was
like-
crying. Kendrick was
Yeah,
crying.
you almost getting that
was
COVID test.
playing that piano.
He cried.
At his concert, he had like a plastic tent come down, and then like these guys in masks came and like did a COVID test. They gave him a
Live
vaccine or
COVID
something.
test.
I don't know, bro.
It's fucking
I love that guy.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
No,
he's
yeah.
silly.
He is silly.
right?
He's silly, even though
silly.
he's- even though
had
he has
Rap
all
Boy-
these
Rap
serious
Boy
songs.
Genius on a song.
Who's that?
He sampled Rap Boy.
Of course, I can never forget that
You
guy.
know who that is.
Of course I can. But no, yeah, great album.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what
Yeah.
else I got.
Oh, are we done with GNX?
Yeah,
All right.
Well, if you can't host a Super Bowl, then we can watch it somewhere else,
Yeah.
like here.
We can watch it here.
yeah, sure.
Whatever.
I'll let you
down.
know.
Whatever.
I'll
Yeah.
let you know.
You know.
I like hosting it. I want to do
Yeah,
it.
I know. I'm just saying.
I wanna
I want to
try to
see
make-
Danny cry.
I might.
Yeah. R.I.P. David Lynch.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Shout out to the guy.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yo,
I don't know.
Twin Peaks.
Twin
Peaks, Mulholland.
Blue
I just watched
Velvet.
Mulholland Drive recently.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Sumptuous filmmaking. I focused a lot on the sound.
Yeah, the sounds. His sound is nuts.
Incredible guy, manipulator of sound.
Oh my
and he
God.
always insists on doing the sound editing himself.
Yeah,
apparently.
Bro, when I first binge watched like Lynch movies, I used to fucking watch them on my computer with headphones. The sound was nuts. It would get
great.
so loud at points. I was just like, ah!
But then sometimes very quiet.
But it's so quiet. Oh, yeah.
And then like little things like a coin going in a phone booth slot, or like a weird little, very tactile.
Yeah.
And also, I also revisited Inland Empire. And I know, it's not beloved, but I kind of liked it more on second watch.
That's fair.
You can zone out during the third hour, just like because nothing didn't really make sense. But this time I was like, oh, it's a little bit more of a story. Great cat, Jeremy Irons, all high and good cast. Tomorrow. It's like the setup is really fun, and then I just think it falls apart, but it's Lynch, so he's doing it on purpose, I guess. Yeah. So I don't think you can say it falls apart, but
figure out what it all means. But no,
not the most fun movie to watch.
No, yeah, I don't love that one. But no, it makes me sad I'll never get to watch like a new Lynch release.
Yeah,
even though I knew he was never gonna make a movie like 10 years ago. New one, but
it's kind of a nice oeuvre to leave behind. Like it feels very, final. There weren't not really any throwaways. Yeah, or skips.
No,
I like
besides Empire.
Yeah. No, that's the conclude. You can't like get rid of like the final.
Yeah.
Charles, what you thought? Any thoughts on Lynch?
I mean, I need to watch these movies because I've really only watched. I think there's.
Did you see Eraserhead?
Yeah, I've seen Eraserhead, and I've watched. What's the TV
Doom?
show? Oh yeah, I've seen Doom.
Lynch's Doom.
Yeah, I mean,
Lynch's
come
Doom.
on, that.
We could watch that together.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
I've seen it, bro.
I wanted to watch the Dune Part 2 on the big screen. Yeah, I mean, I really liked Eraserhead. I think I watched that during COVID, and it was...
That'd be a good COVID movie.
And
Elephant Man?
Nah, no, I haven't seen
Blue
these.
Velvet?
No, I haven't seen that one either. So I need to explore the catalog.
Great. It's really fun to just watch them in order, honestly. That's what
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll do that. Because I was, I don't know. I definitely was like reading a bunch about him. And,
Twin Peaks you've seen.
Yeah, Twin Peaks. Well,
some.
Sorry.
After that what's his name? James.
Man. That's when Lynch left the show.
And you were like, oh, I hate that James part. And I was like, oh, it's not too bad.
Fine.
But it is directly when I stopped watching.
Yeah, it's an interesting correlation.
I loved that. I loved the first season there. So
and then that was when Lynch left the show. They started doing. They were like, "What would Lynch write?"
Oh my god, so
ridiculous.
I don't know. I need to explore the catalog, but I don't know. I felt something,
For sure.
Sad times.
Definitely one of my first filmmakers. A friend of mine, Jay, was like, I feel like you're gonna like David Lynch.
He was right,
and he was right. I gotta give it to him. He's the guy who showed me Fargo.
Oh yeah,
really
shout out Jay.
Kind of kickstarted my appreciation.
We miss you,
of
Jay.
This, weird, morbid. I said Lost Highway was my favorite movie for years.
Yeah, still is.
He's not dead. Jay is.
But he's not around anymore.
No.
He's not around us, is what I meant. But I mean, it's
Questlove, you're not in the house.
Questlove, Jay, you're not in the house.
So, anyway.
Yeah, anything else? What else we got?
I think does
that cover it?
I don't think there's nothing left.
Oh shit, guys. Giannis just got traded for Cat.
Shut up.
What? No. Shout out Jericho Sims, man. We're gonna miss you, man, in New York. We're gonna miss you. Have fun in Milwaukee. All right, that's the show. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Thanks for tuning in.
Follow us on Spotify. Stream our shit. Email us. Shout out Dankalish for being proud sponsor. Shout out Ellen being our first guest and our lead LA correspondent.
If you haven't listened to Kev's new album, Metacognition,
highly recommend. Check that out.
The artist Dankalish. That one's it was really cool. It's very, very cool. So go give that a listen.
Give that a spin.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And until next time, I'm Duck.
I'm Chuck.
I'm Ben.
Weird Ben.
Weird, Ben.
And this is the No Shots Podcast. Good night and good luck.
The No Shots Podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. You can also follow the No Shots Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Like and comment. Thanks for listening to the show.